All right, we're live. My name's Chapo. I'm one of the cameo DMs for the Unnamed Adventuring Guild. This is the Pantheway campaign that we've been running. This is session 4. Well, this is session 5, really, but this is episode 4. New allies. And so what we're going to do is we're going to have everybody introduce themselves. We're short 2 players. One of them, Alex Blanco, he should be here pretty soon. And when he gets in, we'll have him introduce himself and his character. But for right now, we'll have Alex number 1 introduce himself.
All right. I'm Alex number 1. I will be playing as Orn Faithus, a devotion paladin of Bahamut and a level 1 divine soul. I am the self-proclaimed leader of the party. I kind of give us our general objectives and try to move us ahead. I also kind of take responsibility for the group's actions in hopes that we can keep a positive image for all our allies.
All right. Next, we have Brendan.
I'm Brendan. I'm playing Rusty Rustling Leaves. He is a rogue scout, and while Ornfelthus is the leader, I am the follower of our group, and the cook, and designated cook. And Rusty's just continuing to try and figure out what family is and how to interact with the strange people who he really likes.
Okay, Sandra.
Hey, my name's Sandra. I'm gonna be playing Yuna. I like the whole family theme we have going on here, so I think she would consider herself kind of like the mother figure in this whole position, kind of seeing herself responsible too for Princess Paloma and also for Rusty. And yeah, she is currently being tormented by the torn out eyes of her younger brother that Orn Faithus is carrying around and giving her nightmares. Other than that, she is trying to protect everyone as good as possible and try to get to the outpost that we wanted and get rid of the smirk. That's it.
Awesome. All right. The eyes, they still follow you even though you can't
They
see
do.
them.
You can't see them, and stop looking into my backpack and chest.
Yeah, but I was under the impression that I could still like feel their presence.
Yeah, you can feel their presence. Don't look at them.
All right.
You
So
know.
we have our last person is in. Alex, why don't you go ahead and introduce
so everybody
yourself?
knows Rusty has been.
Hi,
Oh,
everybody.
I gotta do it again.
All right.
I'm kidding.
Rusty has what?
What am I doing? Ooh.
What do you say?
Rusty's been checking those eyes out. He's thinking they might spice the soup up pretty well.
No, those are my no. You can't do that. Those are my brother's eyes. No can do.
Stay the fuck out of my shit.
Hey.
Hey, Alex.
Am I Danos or am I Paloma?
Paloma.
Paloma.
Yeah. Okay, I'm Danos for some reason on my screen, but whatever.
I'm Yuna, right? I just changed it like literally a few minutes ago.
Yeah, no, so did I.
Okay.
Yeah, you're Yuna. All right. Well, hi everybody. Sorry I'm late. My name's Alex Blanco, also known as Alex number 2. I will be playing Paloma Windrunner. She is a Way of the Four Elements monk, level 4, kind of like everyone else. Yeah, what else do I say? She's kind of bubbly, very, she just runs headlong into things without really thinking it through, but she's very excited. She's just very active. Yeah, it's been a bit.
All right. All right. So with that, you four are getting cabin or cave fever, I guess I should say. We've been in this cave here for about a week.
With Herschel.
With Herschel and the old man, with the exception of the outing that you had not too long ago with Jubei and Herschel and whatnot. Whoever did go on those adventures.
I don't think anyone from this group went with Herschel.
I
No?
did. No, not like
Not with
yeah,
you,
but
no.
not my character.
Oh, okay. Just want to make sure. Okay, so you seen Herschel did disappear for a few days, but he gated in through one of the doors that normally brings a small goblin known as Jubei with him. He did come out. He talked to Herschel for a little bit, and then he disappeared.
Everyone knows Jubei besides Rusty.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rusty's never met him.
So, yeah, so you guys are eating breakfast that graciously Rusty had made for everybody.
Today's breakfast is some kind of hash. It appears to be grass, some kind of meat product, some kind of tuber, and a really tasty pepper that you're not sure is a pepper, but it's tasty.
As we're all eating, Paloma's just telling everyone to the group, and then we fought this guy called Bing Bong, and then I shot him out of the sky, and then Orin turned like super huge, and then Yuna started to fly again, and it was just great. It was awesome. We were in the circus tent. It was insane, Rusty.
Rusty is staring with rapt attention. It is just amazing.
Yeah. So, you guys watch as Jubei and Herschel finish their conversation. Jubei walks over and he says, "Hello, how's everybody?"
Hey, Jubei.
Hi, Mr. Jubei.
Nice to see you again.
Oh yes. He says, "Go ahead."
Rusty points to Jubei and then points to his sword and gets really happy and then goes and gets him some breakfast.
Okay. Jubei will sit down and eat with you guys. He says, thank you, Rusty. Very nice of you."
How are you today, Jubei?
He says,
Welcome, little one.
he laughed. He says, "This one is cool." He says, "I'm doing good." He says, "I just brought Herschel back. He had some issues in a town not far away." He says, "This is not too bad." He says, "What's the peppers? Or what are the peppers?" He says, "Never mind, I probably don't want to know." Anyways, he says, "This is very good."
Wait, Rusty already went to get the animal carcass.
Oh, right.
Oh no.
He brings back the head of a moderately sized reptile, and you see that it's missing its lower intestinal organs, something down there.
Oh,
Can I make a con save to see if I throw up?
sure.
Paloma's fine. She's used to eating all kinds of stuff.
I mean, you'd have advantage because you're used to eating weird shit now that
you are accustomed to Rusty's cooking.
16.
think you're good.
Yeah.
So Jubei's chewing. He's like, "Yeah, this is not too bad." So they're kind of chewy. He says, "Well, He says, I gotta go. And he
Flavor,
opens
not texture.
Huh?
Rusty says, flavor, not texture.
He says, there you go. He says, see you guys later. He opens the little door underneath him and he just falls down.
Bye, Mr. Jubei. Thank you
Bye.
for the cape.
Bye, Jimmy.
Right. The cave.
So Hershover walks over and he's like, he says, he says, what is it you guys need right now? He says, obviously you are here for some reason. Obviously you're looking to combat the Smurg. He says, but I have contacts kind of all over this land. He says, one of the contacts I do have is not maybe 4 days travel from here. He says, but this is if you make allies with these these people, it would probably help you greatly. He says, but I'll forewarn you now, they are very honor bound, and showing respect is a huge thing to them. He says, but if you gain their respect, and then you'll have a very strong ally on this side of the world.
How's
Who are these people?
He says they're called the Lobosian.
Ooh, they sound cool.
how is their respect gained by combat?
Some of it is that. Some of it is just being honorable creatures.
So Rusty, that means you have to keep your hands to yourself.
He says, yeah, they don't take well to thieves. He says, but he says if you ask, more than likely they will. They'll give you pretty much whatever you need. He's looking right at Rusty. He says, so be cautious on what you put in your pocket.
And maybe don't try to kill anything at sight, Princess Paloma.
Well,
He says, what?
I'm not bloodthirsty. I mean, I will hurt someone if they hurt me back. I'm just saying. Self-defense.
What?
That's not how I remember
Rusty's
it.
just looking real.
He hit me. I was gonna hit him back.
See, and
Okay.
that's where it wasn't honorable, because he was lying on the ground and you kicked him. That is not honorable behavior.
Fine.
You know,
Rusty's more
that's-
than happy to have the attention taken off of him, and he's piling on. He's just waggling his finger at Princess Paloma, nodding along like, yeah, you tell her.
Nah, shut up, Rusty. You can't even talk.
Oh, boom.
Let's get back on topic. Where are these people? Okay.
It's that way.
Well, so much for a topic.
Yeah.
Because we do need to unite the lands to some degree. And if it's
Hmm.
to the west, then it's on the way to that Star Dragon's temple that we need to commune with.
Oh, that's right.
And I think that's 5 days away in the desert a bit.
Do we have a map?
Yeah, we have the magical map. Not actually pulled out. It's so we got some of the maps from the air temple.
Mm-hmm.
We have a magical map that's 3,000 from 3,000 years ago of the Pantheway continent. So we have a good idea where we need to go to find this temple. And from recent maps, we have a good idea where the local area is. So we know where almost all the elves are.
Cool.
But if it's further west, I don't think the air temple maps go that far into the desert. So we will have to probably, if it goes west, then we might just have to rely on figuring out our way the good old fashioned way.
And
Yeah.
one other thing I want to mention. I think this is kind of a secret, so don't tell anyone, especially Papa. Don't tell anyone this. But I think that there are other people of my kind, sorta, kinda. Like, you know how my people are focused on air? Like, there are people around that are focused on fire and water and earth, too. And I was reading one of my papa's books, and I was going through his letters. Don't ask me why, and that's not the topic. But I was going through them, and he's in contact with them.
And that is one more secret I don't have to keep.
Well, I mean, I was going to tell anyone anyways. I mean, but you just happened to be the first one to say it, and now that we're planning on having more allies, might as well.
Yeah, Princess, you might want to think about how you handle secrets, because that is not a secret anymore then.
Well,
But
it's just
it's all right.
Papa. At least he's not here right now.
Okay.
No,
Fair enough.
that's entirely useful. Thank you, Paloma.
Mm-hmm. And also, I was really planning on learning the elements from them because I've gotten pretty good at air. I'm not going to brag, but I'm pretty good at air. But I really wanted to practice water and fire. Earth, I have no idea how to do. I tried. It's hard.
That's what she said.
Be the point? Oh my god.
Damn it. God damn it.
She's too young for that kind of joke.
I don't get it.
Now I have to explain it.
Okay. Alex gets it. Paloma doesn't.
Rusty's laughing and laughing and laughing, and he has no idea what he's laughing about. Trying way too hard.
Yuna just shrugs and she says, military. Mostly guys.
Alright, so I'm going to show you guys something real quick. Okay, so this is Airwood. This is the map. Pantheway is over here.
Oh shit! Across the desert.
This is the one, yeah, this is the one that Charles had given me. Pantheway is here, and so east of that, in this area, there was still kind of farmland, and then right around here was that other gate you guys were supposed to go to. But the magic of certain stuff, you ended up, yes, you ended up over here. You know, ended up over in this area over here. Okay, so you're all up in this area up here. Okay, here's the mountains.
So we almost got there.
Yeah, you almost got to the other side.
You know, maybe you guys were right. Maybe we should have taken a boat.
We got
so,
cross the desert. Oh man.
Herschel says, "Can I see your map?"
Yeah, I give him the map of the air temples.
Okay.
From the air temples, because that's the only one we have. The other one's outdated and 3,000 years old.
Okay. So it still kind of shows this mountain range, the old one. It'll show the mountain ranges and the river. The river is just a tiny bit different than it was before. But it does show that you guys are over in this area over here. But there is a river that comes in here now, and is fed from this inlet right here. Kind of runs through down there. I have no way of drawing on this map. It's too big for me to put it in paint. So I'm going to try and get it. Actually, I'm probably going to sit down one of these days and redraw this whole thing myself, so that way we can...
you can screenshot it and then paste it into Paint, and then you can draw on it.
Oh, okay. That works. probably do that then. I'll probably do it in chunks. Anyways,
Yeah.
so this town right here, it is still, well, this is the town that he's telling you about. This is
Damn efficient
Lovelstein.
What?
Huh?
I said, damn efficient Germans.
That's what we do.
Some days.
All right. So the Sky Temple is right here. Okay.
My people.
And this direction right here, the river comes down. Right over here would be where the elf village that was raised is. I think it's Airedale, I think they called it. Is down here. I think I said there was another place up here somewhere. Anyways, he says walk in, or whichever way we can get to this town right here would be a very good idea. It says, yeah, it's through the mountains. He says, but there is a. He says, I know of a faster way. He says it's called the Ways. They're very ancient, magical highways, kind of, sort of. He says the only problem is that the Ways is tainted, and so some of the creatures that have died in this magical highway, sort of, have all come together and made this evil entity. He says, but if you ever, he says it's very distinguishable. If you start hearing a breeze, and then you'll start hearing voices, and then if it catches up to you, it'll basically eat your soul and make you mad. He says, but he says there are entrances and exits throughout the ways that you can exit out of. He says it's the only way I know of to get there within 2 days or so. He says, but this city right here would definitely be something, would be a good starting point for everybody. He says, but he says when I left the other day, I had other business in a town that's up here called Kobe. This is run by a lord, and his samurai. He says, I don't know if you know what samurai are, but
I knew a couple.
he says, well, this province up here is his. He says there's another province here and another province over here. There's a couple provinces within this area running here, and they're all they're all basically like their own little fiefdoms, kind of, sort of, but they all answer to an emperor, kind of, sorts. He says, but he says the Lebosians, says they don't work that way. He says they're very much militaristic, but they are good-hearted people. He says if you befriend them, they will help you. And they, in this area, they are very fierce and known warriors. So, if you're willing to go through the ways with me, he says we can get there in about 2 or 3 days or so. He says I would use Jubei, but he has other pressing matters that he cannot aid us in this, actually. So
That's fine.
all right. So
So I'll go over and I'll kind of nudge Douglas to wake up and come with us.
he's like, I feel like crap. He says, just let me sleep here for a few days. I can't do it.
Look, we're gonna be gone by then.
That's fine. I'll catch up to you. He looks like he's just out of it or whatever.
All right.
I'm just gonna start annoying him and just poke him with my quarterstaff, just like, yeah.
He's like, "Stop, lady."
Yeah.
All right, let's get out of here.
All right. So Herschel's like, "Yeah, just grab what you guys need." He says, "Travel light." He says, "I got some stuff I can." He says, "Don't worry about food and stuff. I'm sure Rusty will take care of it." And he gives Rusty a thumbs up.
I don't have a lot except for my whatever is in my backpack, and that's not a lot.
Mhm.
So I travel light.
I actually got a lot, but
Rusty's very enthusiastic. He will absolutely help.
All right.
I'm good.
Okay. I'm looking for. Give me a second. I'm looking for my little map that I made of area. Well, you guys know what it looks like, anyways. I think.
I didn't imagine that, like, this whole area, this whole region would be this vast and this huge. We really got teleported really far away from the outpost.
He says, "Yeah." He says, "If you say what you're saying from looking at your map," he says, that thing fucked up and just tossed you on the other side of the continent here." He says, "That's kind of crazy." Says it would take a long time to get over there.
Rusty kind of frowns and shakes his head and then points at the map and then points at the distance between where we were supposed to be and where we actually are. And it's only a few inches across. And he's like, that far.
Rusty, this is a map. This is not actual distance.
He says, "Yeah, that would." He looks at Rusty and he says, "That would probably." He says, "That distance equals a couple months of walking." In real life.
Rusty's taken aback. He's never, like, the idea of a map didn't ever occur to him. And
yeah, he says, Herschel's like, "All right, I'll show you this." He says, he pulls out a smaller map of the area, kind of sort of. He says, we are over here." He says, "Do you remember the temple?" He says, "That's over there. You see how far it is with your finger?"
That's where I'm
when
from.
you say temple, he lights up and starts flapping his arms.
Right. The place where you flew.
Oh, that's so cute.
He says, "Do you remember how far that was?" He says, "That is how."
Nods his head, yeah.
He says, "Well, the map shows how far it is also, but in smaller size. Okay, you actually have to move from here to there."
That map, and he compares the other map, puts it with the other map, and goes, he kind of looks confused, like, why it's the same.
He says, "I understand." He says,
Same.
He says it's kind of like a small worm and a big worm. Okay.
Yummy. What? Huh? No.
He's like, in my head. I says, "I can't explain this shit anymore." He says, "Don't worry about it." He says, "When we get there, I'll let you know." Okay.
I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm just gonna say, Orn, I have a question.
yes,
We have to get to the Star Dragon Temple, right?
yes,
And that's across that big desert?
it's somewhere in there.
It's in there?
Yes,
Oh, gosh.
the outpost that we have to go to is actually across it, but I don't think we'll be going there for a while.
Oh, my. I don't think I'm ready for a desert. Deserts kind of seem like deserty. Deserted.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to say.
Mm.
Yes, but you won't get stronger if you don't face your challenges head on.
Good point. Good point. You sound like Bilbo. Oh. All right. When are we going? Are we going the fast way or are we going the slow way?
We're going the fast way.
Is
All
there
right.
anything we have to keep in mind when using the ways?
He says, yeah. He says, if you start hearing,
Yeah, the whistling and the voices.
and
Then
then
I'm
then
going
we
mad.
need to
Run away.
get away from it. He says, chances of us fighting that thing is really going to be slim, and walking away without being either losing our soul or going mad. And he's like, I'd rather not be mad if I can help it. And I really like my soul also.
You think that creature is part of the Smurg, right?
He says, well, I really don't know. He said it could be. But if my suspicions are correct, then yes. But the only way to find that out is to find a library that has information dating from that era.
Well, there might be a more practical way to find out.
Yeah, well, you can divine it and ask and stuff like that, but
No, I think let me be a little more direct.
okay.
And I'm gonna drop my stuff on the ground, and I'm gonna pull out that black book and just put it on the ground.
Yeah, you can see the hackles on the back of his head kind of raise. He's like, He's like, yeah, his eyes are real big. He's like, please don't open that fucking thing.
No, mine. But maybe we could use it against the creature. You say it's corrupted, but if we use it against it and send it back to where it belongs.
Well, Orn, do you even know how to use it?
No.
Well, is it worth the risk?
I'm hoping that opening it in its direction when it gets too close will allow me to, well, not allow me, but will cause it to attack whatever's on it's open towards.
Well,
he's like, wow.
It's a book. You read. And so
No,
Rusty will go over and grab it.
I will take the sword and I will point it at you and I say, you're a little grubby. Talons away from that. If you want to remain in one single piece, you will drop that thing right now.
It's a book.
One that
he holds
if
it
you
out.
open it, I have already tried reading it and it almost killed me. Put it down. Rusty.
He'll hand it. He'll go. You read.
No, Rusty, this is not to read. Like, you didn't see that, and you do not want to open this. And she takes it out of your both hands.
Yeah, roll me a will save.
Huh.
Yuna.
Oh no.
I didn't open it. I just took it.
I know it's not something that's gonna hurt you. Just roll me a will save.
16.
Okay.
What?
So, you feel like when you touch it, you feel the presence, and you feel like a memory was starting to try and bubble up in your head, but you pushed it away. But you still, your hackles, raise on your. You just still.
Is it still trying to? Because I know.
No. You made your save. I'm saying when you picked up the book and you touched it, because you've experienced what it does a little bit. It tried. The residual power inside of it, even though it's contained, it still affects someone who touches it just a tiny bit.
She
Okay.
says, no, we're not going to use this book. This is out of question. Orn, open the chest, put it back in, and seal it away until we know what to do with it. This is not going to happen.
I sheath my sword and I put it all the way back in the chest. And I close the chest, put it in my backpack, put it back on my back.
Herschel says, he says, is there a way to cleanse that thing so you can use it or something? Or
I've heard that you can.
So who told you that?
The DM.
Well, the DM was talking as his deity when he told me.
Yeah, Bahamut told me.
He says, okay.
Yeah,
So
right.
I can understand that. He says, well,
Does that mean we have to find Bahamut?
I don't think Bahamut's going to be
To get excited
watchful
again.
on me, you know. Let's just
I don't know.
move on.
Yeah. So Herschel's like, okay. He says, well, try and keep that definitely in your book. He says, but if all else fails, he says you can open it and throw it at him. If you can throw it at the wind, if that works. He says, I really don't know. He says, anyways, wow. He says that thing's fucking wicked crazy feeling. Ooh.
Just
So,
imagine
he says-
carrying the damn thing around.
He says, yeah, well, you're used to it. I have not seen it up close yet. And does that thing made out of human skin? Or skin?
Probably. I haven't had the nerve to take off black wrappings.
No. He says, well, that's probably a good idea, too. All right. He says, well, let's get going then. So, you guys head out. He yells to the old man. He says, hey, we're going to Lobosian. He says, oh, shit. He says, well, damn. He says, I'm in the middle of an experiment. Otherwise, I'd go with you guys. But he walks over and, real jovial. And he says, here. And he, starts putting shit in your guys' hands. You get some of the good mushrooms. And you get, a little vial, test tube vial. He says, here, this will do some healing to you. Hopefully that'll help you.
Each of us?
Yeah, so the little vial he gives you, it's just a little healing, a little healing power pack kind of sort of. Yeah, it's only gonna do like a D6 of healing. It's not a full healing potion. It's just something to pop real quick. And then it'll give you some health back. It won't give you temporary hit points, but it'll just heal you for up to D6 health. So you just never know when it comes in handy. Anyways, he says, yeah. He says, here, take that. And he says, good luck. He says, you guys are really going to like the Bosian. That place jams, man. It's cool. So he's like, and then he takes off back into his laboratory, and you guys take off. So you guys head out west. He says the place where the way gate is for this. He says, I know. I get you guys got fucked trying to take a way gate out here. He says, but this thing is been proven. I've been in it before, and it'll work. He says, but it's in a kind of a precarious position. He says there's a tribe of gnolls that live around it. He says, so we're gonna have to sneak in, and hopefully we won't have to combat them. Last time I checked, there was only about. So last time I checked, there was only about. There's only about 11 of them there. But of course, gnolls being gnolls, they multiply. They eat, and they multiply, and they eat. So,
Yeah. Stealth isn't precisely my strong suit, but I'll try.
It's okay. I will teach you, my young Padawan. You will be stealthy like the night.
Yes.
Come on, I'll teach you. And I just immediately go stealth. Just make sure you just keep your head low and you just slow your movement.
What exactly is a Padawan?
Oh, that's what Bilbo calls his students.
God, that hurts me. That hurts me. Like
I,
legitimately, that hurts somewhere in my body.
Yes, I'm sorry to say I'm too proud of a creature to stealth as much as some of you do.
Well, come on, you never know if you don't try. Just try it. Come on.
I have tried.
Well,
It's
try
not
it
something I'm
again.
good at.
Well, sometimes Princess Paloma, you gotta work with your strengths too, you know? Like, Orin Faithus might not be like the stealthiest of all of us, but he is still like the strongest. So, and the one with the toughest armor. So, when you are stealth, he can take like maybe 1 or 2 hits or fight better than you could in close combat right now.
So Rusty's been putting away his spices and packing up his cooking kit, and when talking about, you see him kind of silently laughing over by where the fire's been set up, and then he stands up when you're saying you have to work to your strengths, and he's exaggerating the movements of being stealthy, and then he makes the exact sound of Ornfelthus putting his armor on. Clank, 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 clank.
Oh, you see, Rusty's has a clear way of describing things. I just understand things better when he says it. See, now
Rusty's
I get
really
it.
proud of himself.
yeah.
It's imagery, guys. It's imagery. That's what I need. I work better with pictures.
However, I think we are ready to go, are we not?
Yeah, whenever you guys are ready.
We are. Let's go.
Let's
go.
go.
All right, so
He takes his sword out of the circle of rocks, turns it off, and puts it away.
okay. He says, Herschel says, "You know that thing has a shelf life, right?"
Oh shit.
He's like,
Nope, he has no idea what a shelf life is.
He's like, "I'm just kidding." He says, "All right, let's head out." So, you head out for about half a day. He says, "Hey, we're getting close." He says, "Keep your eyes out." Last time I came through this area, I kind of had to duck into some brush, and to avoid a small pack of them. He says, "These things are freaking stupid, but they're evil as crap."
Well, why don't we just take him on? We're so powerful.
He says, "Okay." At the same time, he says, "If we can avoid any kind of fights, I'd rather do that."
But Orton says he's not stealthy, so we can't really avoid fights.
He says,
Didn't say I wasn't going to try.
Well,
Just
then
said
why
I'm
didn't you
not.
try now? When I asked you to.
Because it's embarrassing.
It's not embarrassing if you accept that you have a problem, Orn.
It's not a problem.
Well, when we
I'm
get
honor
attacked by
bound
gnolls because
to-
you're moving all clanky clinky, then it will be a problem.
No,
He's just
if we
gonna
get
pat
spotted
you on
by
the shoulder.
gnolls, I'm going to kill them with my sword.
Okay.
"Okay."
Rusty pulls out his flaming sword.
So, plan is, we will do it your way, and when I inevitably fail, we will do it my way.
Okay.
He says, "All right, that's cool." So he says, "Follow me." So everybody make stealth rolls.
Stealth checks at disadvantage. Ooh, I got 4.
There it is. Ooh. There we go. That's like a rolled the natural 17, so that's a 23. I am the knight. I am.
If I didn't roll
Love it, man.
disadvantage, I would have had 14.
14.
All right. Herschel's like, damn, we got to get something to quiet you down, man.
Rusty's, when he's supposed to be being stealthy himself, Rusty keeps grabbing bits of grass and leaves and stuff and stuffing them into loud parts of your armor. So he ends up being loud himself in trying to quiet you down.
Okay.
You fucking serious right now? This shit's gonna be hard to get out.
You get disadvantage on moving
Electricity.
too, on dexterity.
All right. So with that, we start moving in. Somebody give me a perception roll.
Can do.
Yuna.
Probably Rusty. Rusty has better perception, and I can assist him.
Then you.
If you'll assist me, then we'll have more than a 20, because it's 20 without it being assisted.
Oh, you're good. All right. So, Rusty, you're up ahead of everybody like you normally are, because that's just the way you ninja. That's your ninja way. And you can hear these things in the grass. Probably you spot them dead on, about 175 feet out. And they're not being quiet because, of course, they don't think anything's in their territory or whatever. There is... That's not going to work. All right. There's 6 of them, okay? And definitely they're gnolls, ugly, hyena-looking dudes. All of them are carrying spears, that you can tell, and that noise just pops out of nowhere, and you're just like, what the hell is that? So you
How far ahead of everybody am I?
I don't know, how far ahead do you want to be, because you're the scout.
I'd probably be like 60 to 90 feet ahead of everybody else.
Okay.
So just out of line, but close enough that I could get back fairly quickly.
Okay,
Within a
so
range.
so you go ahead and head back to them, but they don't see you because they rolled a 3. They're stupid.
I am taking out my shield, FYI.
Less than me.
Yes.
So
Go ahead. You get back.
I would make the sound of an eagle. I would make the sound of an eagle to get their attention as soon as I'm line of sight of them.
Okay. So you guys hear this eagle sound, and you stare over where it's at, and you see Rusty, with his back against a tree, motioning to you to come. Do you want him to come over to where you're at?
No. I would motion them to stay where they are, and then I'll turn around and disappear again, back towards the gnolls.
Okay. So, what are you telling them about the gnolls?
Nope, just telling them to stay there.
Okay. So yeah, Rusty pops up. He tells you guys to hold, and then he disappears again to the brush.
Should we listen to him? I mean, you know, him being a bird and all.
So
We're suddenly gonna get racist on each other, huh?
Okay, I'm just saying, do we rely on the bird for everything? Like food, scouting ahead for us?
Okay.
Mama, this is the part where
let's
you're
get this
quiet.
out of the way now. He's a bird. Herschel's a dog. You're air. She has wings, and I'm the only human here.
Wow. I just realized all that. Wow. What a world we live in.
People,
Welcome
you
to
really
the-
got to start to be quiet.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
23 cells.
Person kind of like does like a dog sniffing.
Okay.
Like, you know, he's like, yeah. He's like, shh. Anyways, Rusty.
So, relative to the direction of the group, where are the gnolls coming towards us? Are they moving at an angle towards us, an angle away, that kind of thing?
They're moving at an angle past you guys. So if the group would continue the way they're going, the your guys' paths would cross. Okay, so you stopped them to where if the closest they're gonna be coming by you guys is maybe 60 feet at this point. Okay. But they're walking at an angle, like past everybody.
Okay, and what's the terrain and vegetation like?
So you're in the forest. There is splotchy tree cover, so it's sunny, and there's basically like thigh high ferns everywhere, with the occasional
Perfect.
like good sized bushes here and there. The trees
Perfect.
themselves are huge. They're like I don't know if anybody's ever seen like the weeping willows,
Uh-huh.
oak trees, or those big. They're just huge trees, and they have stuff that dangles down from. That's kind of like the trees that are on here.
Like Spanish moss off Cyprus?
Yeah, like what do you normally have like in like swamps, the really big trees that
Okay,
They're
yeah,
like
that
blocks.
Spanish moss that hangs off of Cyprus.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So what Rusty wants to do when they're probably, oh gosh, darn it! So when they are 80 feet from, Rusty's going to move kind of in their line, the direction that they're going. When they're about 80 feet from him, he's going to shoot his short bow at the one in front and then immediately turn and continue running along the line that they're going.
Okay.
So the idea is he's going to shoot at them and then run away using his action, his bonus action to dash, and his regular movement until he is... And he's just going to basically kind of lead them along. And then when he gets far enough, when they get probably 200 feet from where the group is going to go to his full movement for a couple rounds and then turn off at a perpendicular direction for one round or 90 feet and then hide is my intention.
Okay, I got you. All right. So make me a stealth roll to move
Okay.
in their line and them not see you.
Oh, 26.
Okay. So
I'm sorry, 27.
okay. So yeah.
Like it mattered.
So
I rolled a
you
19.
Yeah, so you get right in the line of sight. Basically, you just kind of crouch, crawl on all fours, and you're so short that the brush just kind of hides you really well. And you get right in their line of sight, and they don't know you're even there. So, however far that you need, you go ahead and fire off your bow at them.
All right, and that would be a critical failure on the bow.
Okay. Wow.
I must have grabbed that goblin short bow by mistake and snapped the darn thing.
Oh wow, is it one of those goblin bows? Okay. So yeah.
I have two short bows. I have a goblin bow, and then I have mine. I'm assuming that I must have grabbed the goblin bow instead of my regular bow this morning, but instead
Yeah.
to
So
feed
you-
everybody the lizard gun.
Yeah. So you wow. I'm like, hold on. I'm gonna roll some real quick.
Go for it.
Okay, so you pull back, and the bow snaps in half. It is the goblin bow, and it just happened to be a piece of crap. It can't handle the draw that you can pull, because goblins are way weaker than you are, so they don't have as strong a draw as you. And you just have them just snap it. But you're so far out that you're still hidden. But you have no show bow unless you take both of them with you.
My other one and both with me, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to try and string my other bow right now. But since it snapped and just start squawking at it, completely pissed off. The perfect opportunity to be majestic and heroic. And God damn it, the bow! I grabbed the wrong bow.
It's all right. All right. So
And then I stand up straight and realize that, oh shit, they can see me now.
yeah. So they're like starting to run towards you. And they're starting to do the.
I'm gonna run away.
Yeah, they're heckling, kind of laugh, growl, whatever they do that hyenas make, and the chase is on. So you guys are watching.
So I'm going to yell, "Oh, good thing I don't have any friends to help me!" As I run away.
Do you think that's meant for us?
Yeah, I'm gonna run towards them.
See, it was gonna happen anyways, Paloma.
Yeah, I'm gonna
It
dash.
happens over.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
dashing 80 feet towards him.
That was Rusty actually trying to tell you to stay where you are.
Oh,
All right.
Yeah, I'm running in.
That's
80 feet
okay.
back.
Yeah,
I'm
so you
running
guys-
in.
Yeah, so you see Rusty finally get up and start squawking at fucking broken bow in his hands, and then he looks over to his left, and now the gnolls are running at him, and he throws that voice at you guys of what he says, and he starts beating feet out of there, and then Una jumps up and she's like, "Fuck this," and starts running out towards the gnolls. And the gnolls notice you guys, notices Una now, and they're kind of like looking to one gnoll that's bigger than the other ones, and he yells at three of them and points towards Una, and so three of them are peeling off towards you, Una, and the other three with the bigger gnoll start running after Rusty. So
Can't we have a map with like a few dots?
yeah,
Thank
get in
you.
there. Hold on,
All right.
Honky.
Sorry.
Give me a damn second.
I need maps in my life.
You just
Give me your initiatives.
All right, yeah. Woo, natural one.
Well, good thing you get that out of the way.
Mm-hmm. That's 5 in total, which is not bad, but no, it's bad.
And yesterday I rolled so well in the beginning of the adventure.
Yeah, no, yesterday you were rolling like crazy.
It was crazy. I'm not even kidding. I'm like 18, 19, 17, 18,
21.
19.
It was crazy. It was like back to back.
My very first attack was an insta kill. That was really funny.
And
there it goes. All right. Finally, it fucking
what's
works.
your initiative?
Sorry, 518.
Rusty, tell me.
And
your
now
initiative.
I hit a natural 20. Initiative, I finally hit a natural 20, damn it.
Oh, wasted.
I know.
What's the initiative?
Hold on, I'm getting that right now. Their initiative is going to be 4.
They're somehow slower
4.
than Paloma. No.
I think you always roll 4 for the enemies. That's so funny. Yesterday, too, twice they had the initiative 4.
They actually rolled a 3, but they got a +1 on their dex, so it's like, they're not that cool.
Are we gonna have Herschel in the combat too?
Yeah, Herschel rolls a 18.
Yeah, Herschel.
Damn.
He's like, what can I say?
Except you're welcome.
Don't say, just stab.
For the tides, the sun, the sky. Anybody get this? Come
Yes.
on.
Yes,
No.
Moana.
You're all by yourself on that one.
That's not true. And you
I
know
was
it.
just sighing.
I know, I just like fucking with you.
I know.
It makes me all warm and squishy.
Okay,
All right.
let's not get into that.
I want to know what class Herschel is.
All right. So, all right. Herschel is going to be brown because he's a dog.
Bark, bark, motherfucker.
That's right. Herschel is here. Yuna was green. Rusty is way over here. The gnolls are going to be orange.
You're not sharing.
That's okay. You're not going to see it yet. I'll
Just
show you.
saying.
Thanks for telling me I fucked up. No, man. Okay. Orin, I'm putting you blue again.
Paloma's supposed to be blue.
She's light blue.
Blue.
I go. Thanks, Rusty. You got my back.
No worries. You were concerned about it last time. I wanted to make sure.
I just like the colors coordination. Makes me feel special.
Consider your... Whatever I can do to make you feel special, just let me know.
You're a bird that treats me right.
You dirty bird. Come on. I'm getting there. My computer. I need a new one. Eventually. All right. Third time's a charm. Okay. So we got Rusty, Orn, Yuna, Paloma, Herschel. That's everybody. All right. And you got the 6 gnolls. Okay. This is where they're at. And initiative, Rusty, you are first, buddy.
Great. Well, since they peeled off, I'm not hidden. Let me pull my other bow out.
Okay.
And I'll tag the leader. With
All right.
The big one that everybody looked at. And that's going to be a total of 11.
That's going to miss him.
All right. I'd like to ready an action to dash farther away if they get within 30 feet of me.
Okay. Let's see.
But I want to stay visible for them so that maybe I can keep them moving my way.
All right. Next, by when they hit their round, they will be approximately about 60 feet from you after their movement. Because all they're going to do at this point is move, these three. But it's going to be Herschel's turn. So Herschel he's like, damn it, I really didn't want to have to engage these fucks. He says, well, is what it is. He starts casting a spell. And a fireball lances out and emulates all 6 of these fucks. Boom! He tags right in the middle. They all have to make dexterity saves. Nope. 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 1 makes it. 2 makes it. Didn't know he had it in him, did you? Yep. If they survive this, then they're bad fucking holes, I'll tell you that. Okay. So, 28 points of damage. Yeah, so him, and excuse me, the pack leader makes it. All right, so he decimates the fucking pack.
Herschel says no combat.
But these 2 guys look. This guy right here looks burnt fuck up. This one right here looks like he's took a good hit, but he's not down. And he says, "All right, I'm done. So your turn."
Well, I'm going to run forward, my full movement.
You want to hit the far one, I'll get the closer one. Just say.
So I reach exactly the one that is like the first yellow one.
Okay.
And
You're doing a dash then?
no, that's 30 feet, right? Like each cube is like 5, right? That's like 10, 20, 30. I would
30
be
right
exact.
there.
Oh, I had it tinier, so the cubes were different. My bad. Actually, what is the
If
God
you
damn it.
dash, you'll be right in front of him.
No, but I do want to do something, so yeah,
Okay.
but I am here in 30 feet, right?
Yeah.
Distance. Well, then I'll throw a javelin at him.
Cool. He's waiting for a javelin. Stick him.
And yeah, I'm assuming a 10 is not gonna hit.
No, that's not going to hit.
All right. So as my bonus action, I'm gonna pick up another javelin, like out of my backpack, whatever, like from my back.
Right. You're readying it. Okay.
That's it.
All right. Orn.
Full movement, stand beside her.
Okay. Shoop.
Oh, beside.
Sorry.
I
was looking at the wrong.
I need to be adjacent.
I need to be adjacent.
Yeah, you're right there. Okay.
I need to be right beside her for my one ability to work.
Okay.
And
Right.
I am just going to shoot a firebolt at him. I
Okay.
could throw a javelin, but I'm not got my one sorted already. 11's not going to hit.
No, that's gonna miss him.
Time to roll low, baby. That's my turn.
Okay. Paloma.
Sorry, I had food in my mouth.
I can tell.
40 feet. Move forward. Bonus action. Spending a key point to dash.
Right there.
Getting right up in front of him.
All right. And you move right here.
Just right in front of him, yeah.
Okay.
And I only get the one attack because I dashed. So, well, that's good. Yeah. 22 to hit.
That's going to hit.
All right. D8, not D6. Keep forgetting. All right. 8 bludgeoning.
Okay. So you knock this fucker out. You punch him and like teeth fly out his face or his maw, and he goes down.
Bad doggy.
So the knoll, this, by the way, this area is on fire.
Oh, fuck.
Not like crazy on fire, but it's already, all the brush has been burnt away anyways, where the fireball hit. And that knoll right there stopped for a second and looked around, and like with wide eyes, like, what the fuck happened? But he sees Rusty and he's going to take off. Now he's like really mad because like his pack is like fucking dead, and that's what he's going to do. He's going to dash forward towards Rusty. And then it's going to be Rusty's turn. So yeah,
Rusty's going to laugh like a knoll at him.
You're going to laugh at him? So?
Just give him that little hyena laugh that he can't reach him.
Okay. All right. Are you moving?
I'm going to... So how far did he move approximately that turn?
Okay, so he moved 60 feet that turn because he dashed because he saw you, and now he's like mad as hell.
So I would like to move. So I'll use my movement and bonus action to continue away from him in the same direction. And but I'll use my action to shoot another arrow at him.
Okay, so you're just moving like 30 feet?
No, I'll use my bonus action too, so it'll be 60 feet.
Okay. All right, so you're off the board. You're way over here. But yeah, you can shoot him. Go for it.
And that would be 23 to hit.
That's going to hit.
And a sad little deer damage. Ugh. 5 points of damage.
Okay. So you tag him for 5 points. Sticks him in his shoulder. But he still growls and still coming after you. So Herschel's turn. Herschel's like he he's gonna shoot. That's probably about 90 feet away. He doesn't want to use a huge spell, so he's gonna. He's just gonna shoot a ray of frost at him, which hits him. And I think ray of frost does a D8.
If he's level 5, it does 2d8.
Oh, does it? Okay. Where are you? There you go. Yeah, so he takes 6, 2. So he takes 8 points of damage to him. He's making con save. He makes his con save. Wait, no, he doesn't. My bad. I was looking at the wrong spell. Yeah, so yeah, so he takes 8 points of damage. He just slows down a little bit. And so after that, Yuna, it's going to be your turn. So this knoll is way up here.
Yeah, there's hardly anything I can do. Can you tell me the distance? It's like super far away.
Yeah, it's really far.
He is about 65, 70 feet away. You can dash closer to him.
Is that the bigger one?
Yeah, this is the big one. Or you
Okay,
can, or you could, I don't know.
I'll move 30 feet towards him and shoot a guiding bolt in his face.
Okay,
Or
Okay.
like in his back, rather, right?
that's fine. Yeah. Unless you want to try and get his attention.
Oh, no. I want to hit
Sweetie,
him.
sweetie, tag him in the booty.
Hit that. 23 to hit.
That's going to hit.
And he's going to take 4d6 radiant, and you're going to have advantage. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. That's not going to be good for him.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, the sixes.
I already double 6. Goddamn.
Yeah.
But a 1 and a 3. So 12, 13, 16. 16 radiant damage.
Okay. So that lances out, and it burns a hole in his back, and he falls forward. Gets up a little bit to like try and move some more, but then he just collapses, and he's dead.
Oh. God damn it.
Well, I think that got the rest of their attention, so let's get moving.
Yeah, so the sound of the fireball echoing in the forest, since it was so quiet, you can hear that thing a ways away. You can hear, you're not really sure what the distance is, but you can hear in the distance, far off, yelping, stuff like that. So you all regroup and everything.
I pick up my javelin that I threw.
Yeah, you get your javelin back.
I'm going to pick up my arrows and loot the bodies.
Okay. So on the bodies, you find you find a small pouch of bones, and you find another pouch of bones, and you find a copper piece, and you find 2 gold pieces on the big guy.
Woohoo! Copper. Ooh, and a gold. 2 gold.
And then you find a squirrel with his head smashed.
Ooh, dinner.
Typing this down, Sandra.
And then you find a skunk with his head smashed.
Right.
Lunch.
Thank you, for the loot, Sandra. I really needed. We got to roll for it all.
Yeah. So and then you find they all had like chain shirts on, and they all had spears except for the big guy. He actually had a glaive.
So 6 chain shirts, 5 spears, and 1 glaive.
Yes. That's what you guys find. Person was like, "All right, you done? We got to get out of here, guys. Come on. I don't want to be around when the next pack comes up, and they might have double the numbers."
Yeah, I thought we were already moving, but
Well, Rusty was.
Yeah, we can go.
Okay, so you head out. Another half an hour or so. You skirt around another group, which they're kind of far off. They're all heading in the direction, which in all actuality, this kind of helps you guys out because when you get around to the cave, you notice that there's nothing around it. The campsite that was the Knolls area is empty, save for a pair of tied up goblins. I didn't know you dropped out. All right.
Yeah, my computer had a seizure.
That's okay. I understand. Mine's got a hard problem too. So, yeah. So there's a pair of goblins tied up over by the cave entrance.
Oh, I see you twice now, Alex.
Yeah.
Maybe
My
I'm
computer-
having a seizure.
We're all having seizures, guys.
Yes.
Oh God!
Now she went out. Oh shit.
Look what you've done.
Sorry, guys.
You hit the wrong button, didn't you?
Oh, no. I wanted to reload, but I still see Alex twice.
Yeah, I did too. It's fine.
weird.
Alex 1, Alex 2.
Alex
and
3.
There's 3 Alexes now. God damn it.
All right.
You're welcome, Internet. You're welcome.
So, anyways, you guys sneak up to the cave. The 2 goblins. Does anybody know goblin here?
Nope. I don't.
No.
Okay, so they're like
Rusty
speaking.
barely knows common.
Yeah, so they're yelling and gobbling like, and you're kind of ignoring them, like you don't give a shit.
I don't. Do they look like those feral ones
Ooh.
I fought before?
Yeah, they look at the feral ones. They only know goblin.
Yeah.
Rusty's gonna try Thieves Camp.
Okay.
Oh. We don't really have the time for that.
Hey, they're trying. He's gonna give Thieves Camp a try. I've never actually used it,
Okay.
like ever.
All right.
Hey, shh, you'll give us away.
Yeah, they don't understand.
I don't. No.
They're just looking at you guys
I
like
love the idea too, though. I love it.
they don't know
So
shit.
are they still trying to make noise? Are they making noise? Are they yelling?
No, they're trying to get out of their bonds, which they're tied up back to back next to a pole or a tree, basically, and they're trying to break their bonds, but they can't. They're tied pretty well.
Maybe we should free him.
And Rusty will take that as advice and go and cut them free.
Okay, so they get up. They're kind of sitting on their haunches, and they're looking at you guys like they put their hands up, like when their shoulders up. And they're like, "What now?" kind of thing.
And
Rusty will give them each one spear and the dead squirrel.
They look at the spear. They're really happy. The squirrel, they're like, okay. One of them stuffs it in his loincloth. He'll just,
This could be useful later.
yeah. And then
Rusty, you're not
they take off.
with us.
But one of them turns back and he motions like with his hands up, and he puts like 2 fingers like in his eyes, like look in the cave, right? And then he puts his hand up like something really tall, and then he makes like a kind of like a hulking kind of gesture with his body. And then he points.
Rusty's going to turn to everybody else and say, "There's a really tall goblin in there who's really fat."
Ooh.
In the cave, there's a fat goblin. He's tall.
Yeah, so the other 2 goblins, they leave. They've run away.
They're scared of the fat goblin.
Right. Let's go inside now before they catch up with us.
Yeah, Herschel's already like walking. He's like, "Come on." So you guys get inside. Herschel is just like, fuck it, like a boss, just walking in there, not worrying about fucking shit. And Noel pops up and he fucking just zaps him with like 2 Eldritch blasts real fast, and he goes down. He's like, we ain't got time, we gotta go.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Yeah, so he heads into the cave, and does any of you can't see in the dark? He says,
No.
never mind. He like snaps his finger, and a fucking little light starts hovering over his right shoulder. He's like, come on.
Oh, hey.
I wasn't particularly worried about that, and I'm going to cast Dancing Lights and have them circle around me.
Okay.
I'm going to start playing with them.
Don't touch my butterflies.
No. Sorry, they're so magical.
Yes, that's the point.
But I want to see.
I thought they were dragonflies. Get it? Dragonflies? Dragon.
I don't.
Fine, I'll entertain you both while he gets the way gate open. And I'll have it I'll have all the lights merge together, and I'll form like a little pseudo dragon on my shoulder, and it kind of curls up around my neck.
Rusty's gonna poke at it with his short sword.
You can see it like hiss at you, but it doesn't make any noise.
Ah.
Yuna's right behind Herschel.
Okay.
Yuna, are you seeing this?
I'm looking forward, not backwards. But what do you mean? And she turns around
Look.
and looks at how you're like really clinging on Orin faces, Rusty and Paloma, and she's like, "Stop playing around, will you?"
Yeah. So
Oh, this looks like
you walk
never
in this chamber over here, and there's the gate. Wait, right here. Okay. You happen to look in there, you see piles of hay all over the place. But that's about it. So that dead knoll is right here. But yeah, you get up to the gate, and yes.
Sorry. So, about how far is it from the gate to the intersection in the cave?
15, 30, 45, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 115 feet.
All right. So, Rusty's going to kind of move towards the mouth of the cave, kind of closer to the entrance where we walked in.
Mm-hmm.
And then his plan is that when everybody else starts going through the gate, he's going to light all the hay on fire and then run through.
All right. Sounds good.
a hill giant appears out of the hay.
Real initiative. Just rest.
Rusty can run much faster than a hill giant.
We will see.
Stargate? Is that Stargate?
It's like one of Jubei's doors. It's so magical.
It is
Definitely.
magical. So magical. Anyways, looks like that.
Whoa.
Even the little tendrils of power, shit like that. But that's only after Herschel gets in here and he activates a couple of the runes on here, which are glowing a different color now. They were like inlaid with silver and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyways. And this is like grayish kind of. It's made out of stone, but the stone itself looks kind of weird because it's kind of got like a smoky stone looking to it. You know what I mean? Like the stone actually looks like it's smoke swirling on it. You know what I mean?
Nope.
All right,
No idea.
that works. So he says, "All right." He says, "Let's go." He says, "I'll go first." And he enters. He disappears. You smell the smell of like ozone, kind of, sorta, as he goes through.
And then, oddly enough, the faint smell of burning hay.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll go through after Herschel.
Okay.
I look back to see if our Kanku friend is not on fire.
Yeah, he's not on fire. He's fine.
All right, come on, Rusty. You have fun over there?
He's quite inconspicuously running back.
I'm gonna levitate myself and just like superhero fly, like Superman fly, and I'm just gonna say, "Orin, push me in."
This is my life now, and I just push her in.
Whee!
Wee.
Whee!
Oh, that's really cool. God damn it, Chapo. Every game you're getting better and better at that. It's really cool looking.
Thanks. I try. So you come inside of the ways. Okay. Let's save this real quick.
Oh my.
What is it?
Sandra.
Sandra doing Sandra things.
Oh, yeah, I can't see him because I'm not watching you guys' shit.
It's stupid.
Of course it is.
It sounds stupid, but you guys are laughing, so it must not be too stupid.
Ah, there's two Rusties.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
All right.
All right, cool. Had to make a bigger map since works for me. All right, so you guys come in to this thing here. This gate is right here. Okay, and when you come out, it is just a pathway. Okay, you look over the edge here. The pathways are kind of like made out of like stone. Okay, you look over the edge and is just nothing there. Right, it seems like there's just blackness. Okay, you don't see any bottom or anything like that. Herschel looks at you guys watching. He kicks a stone off the edge, and it just goes down. You don't hear anything hit or anything like that. He says, "Yeah." He says, "If you fall," he says, "I hope you'll find your way out." He says, "I really don't know if there's a bottom to it. So,
Welcome to the edge of the astral sea.
yeah."
And as that happens, Paloma flies through just without stopping. Someone stop me! Someone stop me! Someone stop me!
I'm still holding on to you. Calm down.
Oh, okay. I thought you just pushed me.
No, I'm creepier than that.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, if I fly off the edge, that's not good.
So yeah, you might want to stop levitating.
Yeah, I'll drop.
Where
Yes.
do you drop?
So you guys start walking,
Off the edge.
and the stone underneath the ground seems like it's made out of layers of like slate. So that's why it looks like that, because there's just layers of it just piled. But it seems solid enough. You can stomp your foot on it, and it doesn't move. But you can definitely see where like pieces have kind of cracked off, and stuff.
It would be funny if Rusty was afraid of heights.
Yeah. So, anyways,
No,
you get to
Rusty's
this.
not sight until he gets there.
What?
He has faith.
Yeah. So
The sky
you
is
guys
going
see.
long.
Yeah. So inside, actually, in like the sky is black, but there's a like pole right here, and one right there, and it gives off light. It's kind of like like a light spell. The top of the pole has been enchanted, and so you see these things every so often. But in between here and there or whatnot, there are like some black spots that you can't really see through. What are you doing, Dick? Stop fucking with shit. No, I'm talking to my cat. Sorry.
I like that you call it Dick.
So yeah, I just have that pseudo dragon kind of curl up around on my shoulder and neck and use it as my light source.
Okay. So you guys move through and everything. Herschel's like, yeah. He said, look, keep together. Okay. He says it's really easy for you to become lost. So everybody needs to stay within seeing distance of each other. He says,
I'm going to cast the light, sorry.
Yeah. He says, if you move into the darkness and you try to come back out to us, there's a chance that you won't find us. Okay. So that's just the way this fucking area works, and it's really kind of crazy.
I'm going to cast the light cantrip on my shield.
Oh, can you do that with my staff too?
Yes, I can. And I'm going to cast it on her staff too. I think I can do it simultaneously 3 times, right?
No.
Like, what? Only... What?
I think the light spell you can only use once.
Yeah, it'll stay on for you, but if you turn it off, then it goes away.
Isn't it like prestidigitation where it can be used like 3 times at the same? No.
Yeah, you can use it as many times as you want, but every time you cast it, it starts off to where you had casted it. You know what I mean?
Oh.
So if you had one light over here and you cast another one, the light that you had first disappears.
Oh yeah. If the spell ends, if you cast it again, yeah, because prestidigitation, you can have like something appear, and you can have like 3 objects appear, basically, or 3 things happen at the same time.
Yeah.
So that was what I was asking. Well, then in that case, no, I can't. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
It's all right. I'll take her hand and I'll have the light coil around both our arms.
It's so magical.
All right, so
Rusty pulls out his sword and lights it up and holds it up like a torch.
That's magical too.
yeah, your sword actually lights up a huge area too. I think it does.
Yeah.
40 feet bright, 40 feet dim.
Jesus.
Yeah. So, anyways, Herschel's like, all right, let's get going. He says every turn has a little stone that'll tell you which way you need to go. He says we need to follow all the stones the right way, and if you turn the wrong way, then you have to backtrack. And the less time we're in here, the better. He says he says time in here moves faster than and it does outside. We move greater distance, but we waste more time. If you understand that.
Yeah.
If you don't understand that, then don't worry about it. So, anyways, you guys walk. You get to this stone right here. He reads it. It's in it's not infernal, but the divine language. I don't know what it is.
Celestial.
Yeah, so it's in celestial.
I can read that.
And it tells him that you guys need to go this way. All right. So you get to this one right here. He reads the next one, and it says we need to go that way. So on and on and on. Okay. You guys do this for pretty much about half a day. But this area just has a lot of curves in it at the time. You know, once you get back here, you guys are on a straightaway for at least about 4 hours. Okay. Everybody make a perception roll for me.
I've been rolling great on my perception lately. I actually got 19, so
Nice.
8.
10.
26.
All right. People that don't roll at least a 15 or higher, you don't hear this first. Okay, so everybody that does, let's see what Herschel gets. Herschel don't get shit either. Actually, no. He has advantage because he has fucking keen hearing.
Dog ears.
Yeah. So all right. So he does hear. So Herschel stops. His ears perk up. And he looks around, and Orn and Rusty, you hear that shit too. And what you start hearing like wind, okay? And then you start hearing after that. You start hearing like hollow voices saying, "Rend, kill, eat, lap up the blood," kind of weird shit like this. And it just says it over and over and over. Rend the flesh, stick the claws in it, rip its guts out.
I think that's our time to go.
Yeah. So, and you're not really sure which way it's coming from. It just you can just hear it. If you want to try and pinpoint it, you're saying it's probably to your southeast from the direction you're pointing at right now. It's in that direction. And Herschel's like,
highly advising pinpointing it. Like not I mean like against pinpointing it.
Yeah. So Herschel's like, we need to go. We need to go now. He says, fucking run. And he takes off.
I'm taking off too.
He's like, keep up. He says, you need to keep up with me. And fucking, you guys are just, he's dashing at this point. He says, come on, whoever can't keep up. He says, everybody needs to keep the same pace too. So if everybody can move 60 feet around, you keep that pace. All right. He looks at Paloma. He says, don't outdistance us or you will lose us and you will die. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you guys move for 3 rounds, and then the other 2 of you start hearing this, and you start hearing voices, and it's
they didn't tell us?
I don't know.
We're assuming if we're booking it.
Yeah,
like
well,
if you start running, then I'll start running too. Like
yeah.
just
Well, I'm
because
holding your hand, so if I start running abruptly, I'm pulling you.
Yeah. So
with the 26, Rusty probably started hearing it first, and I would have definitely started alerting other people. Like, are we supposed to worry about that? Should I be scared?
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, I'm right behind Herschel. Like I've been right behind Herschel.
I mean, if you don't think you're scared, like your feathers like start standing on end, and you start getting that kind of freaky feeling, like when you guys were
Rusty's
around the
Rusty's
Smurf.
always scared. He's
Huh?
just Rusty's always scared. He's a very small bird. Prey item. Always scared.
So
He wants to know if he should be particularly afraid.
Okay, so if you want to roll me a will save, to see
run in
how
a random direction.
Yeah.
That's a crit. Natural 20.
All right. So you still yourself. You're like, fuck it. It's just wind. It's just voices. You're like, but I can fucking stand up to him. And like when you say that, like it almost seems like your sword gets a little bit brighter. Like almost it seems to feed off your fucking heroism or whatever. And you feel your feathery balls grow a little bit bigger. And you're just like, fuck it, let's do this. And you you actually say it in like a gruff, manly voice. You're like, fuck it. Right? So Herschel just looks at you and he's like, yeah, let's go. And fucking you like everybody kind of gets a little bit of courage from your from you a little bit, and you guys pick up the pace just a little bit more, and so you guys are running. Finally, fucking Herschel's like, "There's Waygate, and this thing just sounds like almost like a fucking tornado is coming in. It starts getting real loud. Does anybody look behind you?
Nope.
Nope.
Absolutely. Rusty would absolutely look behind him.
Okay. All right. So you look behind there, and you're going to see first you see a cloud. Okay. It's like dark, like just grayish kind of sort of. And I know it doesn't look fucked up right now, but it will in a little bit when I'm done feeding the evil. Well, never mind. Well, that kind of works too. But anyways, you see like just black around it, like swirling off of it, and then you see the outline of a cloud, and in the cloud you just see like thousands of like twisted faces, and hands with like really long, like 6-inch kind of long claws, reaching out with twisted arms and deformed and shit, and it's like some of the freakiest shit you ever seen. There's tongues sticking out, and fucking like body pulls up out of itself and it starts ripping its guts out of its body and fucking tossing it, and fucking and so it's like some of your guys' worst like nightmares start sprouting out of it, like stillborn babies and different crazy shit, just out of whack stuff, and you almost like you just, it's almost like hurting your head almost, you know what I mean?
Not looking.
Well, for Orn, you start feeling that same kind of helplessness that you felt when you touched the book and it was like ripping your soul, kind of, sort of. You start feeling kind of like the touches of like the darkness, like reaching out and trying to touch your mind. And Rusty, you feel, you kind of feel like this black, like coldness, just kind of like trying to encircle your heart, and you feel like a hand, almost like every time your heart beats, this clawed hand like kind of caresses your heart, stuff like that. Does that work for you guys? Does that trip you out enough?
Works for me.
Okay.
I'm not looking.
Okay.
I'm running.
Rusty's
Oh shit.
Rusty's all kinds of motivated. He'll even he's gonna pull out his other bow and shoot a couple arrows at it. Cause
Okay.
he's feeling his big, heavy, feathery balls right now.
Bouncing up and down as we run.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll your feathery ball damage. Damn it. Something is not connecting. All right. What'd you roll to hit? Or did you just want to do it in like spirit?
Ominous.
Are we the only ones here?
I don't know.
What are we attacking?
I don't know if Rusty was shooting a bow at the thing. Unless he really wasn't.
You might have DC'd.
Yeah, something's going on. Yep, there is
Oh.
no DC.
Okay.
All that.
Yeah, so I'm sure he'll be back in a second. But anyways, I'll see if he pops back in real quick. Rusty, please come back.
Do we need that big ball fire damage? Do we really need it?
Yeah. No, we don't really need it. So, anyways, he shoots an arrow. It just kind of really goes into it. The thing screams a little bit more. It just seems to incite it to be a little bit more insane, and other shit just pops out of it. But anyways, Herschel's like, oh fuck, and he's running like full tilt as fucking fast as he can now. And he gets to the fucking way gate. And he fucking looks at the little pillar down there. And he's like, all right. And he starts tapping fucking symbols. And the thing fucking coalesces and is turning on. He's like, hit it with some magic. Something. Slow it down. He's like, this is going to take a second for this thing to start. This thing is probably about 80 feet away. And it's moving probably about 20 feet a turn. And, he's like, he's like, shoot now, and he's fucking yelling at you guys to fucking throw some kind of magic at it.
Shoot a firebolt at him.
All right. Roll damage.
Straight to that.
Yeah, you ain't gonna miss. It's huge.
8.
Okay. You can fire some too, can't you?
Yeah, I can. And I would do a. What is that? I will probably do sacred flame.
Whatever you want to do. Just you need to do as much damage as you can. So.
As much damage as I can because we're really fighting. Then I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt.
Okay, well then drop it. It's fine. I know I didn't really say that in the beginning, Alex. So I apologize.
Well, the only other option is I run in its face and use like a thunderous smite and divine smite.
No,
we don't need damage.
Yeah, just go straight to damage.
5, 3, 1. That is 9 and 3. 12 radiant damage and advantage on next attack.
What about that?
No, you're good, brother. You're good. So I'm gonna catch you up real quick. So you shoot your arrow into it, and it just gets a little bit more pissed, and it starts moving a little faster. And Herschel reaches the pillar and the gate, and he yells at you guys. He's like, shoot something at it, slow it down, magic, something. He's like, I need fucking time for this thing to start up. And you see the portal is starting, the energies are starting to swirl around and shit. But he's
You
like,
hear the windows noise.
yeah, and his and like you could see like Herschel's eyes are as big as they can fucking get. He's like, fucking shoot, and he starts fucking chucking magic at it too, and he's throwing fireballs and shit. He's like, whatever you got, fucking throw it at it. You know,
I'm throwing darts. I got nothing.
He's like, whatever, you know. And so you guys are throwing fucking shit, and good thing that fucking Herschel's got higher magic.
Actually, I can do something now that I think about it.
What you got?
Sheath my sword. I'm going to pull up my javelin. I'm going to use my bonus action to use my Thunder Smite. I'm going to throw it.
Okay.
You can do that?
Oh, yeah. As
Ooh.
long as it's a melee weapon, which javelin is.
That's really cool. Good to know.
So I don't have to roll attack, do I?
No, just roll straight damage.
All right, and I'm going to put a divine smite into it as well.
Okay. So when you hit it with the guided bolt earlier, Yuna, you can see the damage ripped a hole into it, and white light hit it, and it like kind of reacted and sucked in, like it really hurt.
5, 8, and I need one more.
Well, if I can do another action, I will if it's necessary.
You won't have to. I'm waiting to see how much damage he does.
5, 13, 20.
So 20 points altogether?
Yeah.
All right. And this is all divine energy?
5 piercing, 8 thunder, and 7 divine radiant.
Right. So the radiant damage is tripled.
Oh, awesome.
So when you hit it, fucking your javelin just punches right through the fucking middle of this thing, and you can tell that it's moving into it because the cloud around it is just like retreating away from it, like it's trying to get away from it, and finally you see your javelin fall out the bottom of it. And Herschel's like,
does it fail at save too?
No. I mean, you hit it full on. It's just it doesn't want that shit stuck in them, so it opened up the bottom of it. You know what I mean?
No, I meant for my Thunder Smite.
Oh,
because there's a strength DC to it.
It's not gonna matter.
Okay.
It doesn't really have strength. It's just there.
It's just there.
Because it's also a knockback and a prone as well.
But
But it doesn't matter. So.
it doesn't have a prone. It's just a cloud of evil intent.
Can I try something too?
We can call it fart.
Yeah, go ahead, Paloma.
All right, I'm gonna put my fist in the air, and you're gonna see a small little circle of just like crazy concentrated and pressurized air, and I'm just gonna turn around and I'm gonna bicycle kick it in his face.
Okay.
So I'm doing Fist of Unbroken Air.
All right. Roll damage.
Ooh, that's 3d10. I forgot. That's good damage. Yeah. Oh, okay. Not bad. Not bad. One more. That's bad. Okay. 14.
All right. So you tag this thing to it. It pushes back, and fucking Paloma, you feel a hand on your shoulder, and you feel yourself pulled back, and you see Herschel pulling you, and he throws you through the fucking portal.
Ah!
And at the same time, this is kind of like happening like slow motion, and or you feel a hand on your right shoulder, and you look over, and you can see a gauntlet with the face of an ogre on it, and it grabs you, and he pulls you back, and he throws you through the fucking portal, and then he steps over and he grabs Yuna, and fucking does the same thing. And then Rusty, you're so quick that he's gonna try and grab you, but I don't know if you would like sidestep or something like that.
Just stay ahead of his hand.
Okay,
Like,
so
he would grab me. I saw
Uh,
him. He's moving everyone towards the thing, so I'll just stay right ahead of his hand. So as he's trying to move me back, I'll just move away from his hand. So it's almost as
Okay.
if he's touching me, but not touching me.
Yeah, so you move away from his hand, and he barks at you like real vicious, like "Get in the fucking thing!" Right? And fucking you like scramble and you move through the thing, and then he dives through. And once he gets through, he fucking runs over the thing and he taps a fucking bunch of runes, and the thing fucking starts closing. But then this tendril of black energy shoots out and smacks him in the face.
No.
Cut it with my.
But it misses him. He moves out of the way, and it comes out, and it's like a fucking. It looks like a giant's hand, but with like, only has like 4 fingers, and there's claws on it, and it's like raking at the air and shit. He says, "Shoot it! We got to keep it in there until it fucking this thing closes." And you see it's starting to close. It takes about just as long. So
I'd like to attack it with my short sword.
okay.
I'll throw another javelin with a divine smite on it.
Okay.
Oh, it's a crit!
I got nothing, so I'm hiding behind Orin.
And
Six-
I'm
Is somebody
gonna-
within 5 feet of it?
6 piercing, 5 radiant.
Okay. What'd you say, Brendan?
Is somebody else within 5 feet of it?
You guys are all Herschel is.
sneak attack.
Awesome. Sneak attack! That's going to be 10d6 plus 4.
Damn.
I wish.
Well, and I'm gonna shoot a sacred
Oh,
flame at
baby.
him.
I'm just gonna be a
46 damage!
Gee.
Ouch. All
And
right.
5 radiant from
Yeah.
the sacred flame.
Okay, so you all 3 of you fucking start chucking shit at this, and the javelin seems to pin it in midair, and your radiant bolt seems to blow one of its fingers off, but then fucking Ninja Kenku fucking runs up and just fucking like runs underneath it and fucking does like a fucking Conan chop overhead and just cuts the fucking arm off, which it falls and like the energy that it's made of dissipates, but then the energy that's sticking in the thing still it sprouts. It starts sprouting like tentacles and shit. And then right about that time,
Again with the tentacles. God damn it, Chapo.
a tentacle like tickles your butt. No, like 3 tentacles start sprouting out of what was the arm, and then the thing finally closes, and then that's it. And fucking Herschel's on the ground, like heaving air, like fuck.
Is he hurt?
He says no. He's like, I'm not hurt. He says, but I'm scared as fuck. Jesus. Well, he doesn't say Jesus. He says, holy fucking pillars balls.
That was. Whew.
Everyone all right?
Can we take like a sit down for a second?
He says no. He says we're here. And you guys look behind you, and that's when you notice the sound of the city behind you. And you're looking, and you see this magnificent, fucking beautiful city. And you're just like, wow, and you guys are just kind of awestruck. You haven't seen a city like this. And Pantheway pales in comparison to what this looks like.
Paloma is just silent in shock because she's never seen a real city before.
This is almost as good as the place I used to live in.
This is so beautiful. It's so wonderful. You guys live there? You lived in a place better than that?
I did.
Whoa.
Well, I am from Pantheway.
Can you guys take me there one day?
Well, we're technically...
This place is better than there, so why don't we take you here first?
Okay.
She's so excited.
And she
Hold on.
just can't hide it.
I'm so excited.
Rusty's uncomfortable.
Come on, Rusty. It's just a town of people.
Just not very many places for him to hide here.
Oh,
No trees to climb up in.
Well, you can...
I used to know a thief, and they used to call this kind of place
Oh, whoa. Oh, Paloma
stone
is
jungle.
drooling.
Yeah, so the gate opens right over here where these horses would be, but you don't see humans here. But you see this beautiful fucking city right in the middle of all this kind of oasis, and you see humanoids down here, and you see, and you do notice some humanoids walking up to you, but they're nothing like this you've ever seen before. And so, hold on.
Paloma is just drooling at this point.
All right, stay
Like-
focused until we actually get there. We're not in the clear yet.
Oh, but it's so beautiful. Look at the castle and look at the temple.
You see this guy walking up, but he has his sword scabbarded. And then you see,
Which guy?
you also see her.
I
let's
don't.
see.
I only
see
see
anything.
the village. The city.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I thought you guys were overseeing. Oh, that's all you guys see? Shit, that's...
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, hold on. I gotta screen share that shit too. Okay. So you see this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh. Cool.
Yeah, but his sword is scabbarded. Okay. And then you see her also. Her sword is put away also. And then you also see, let's pull him up. You see these three. Once my fucking screen won't let me do it. You see this guy here. Okay. They walk up and they're
Like Knowles.
If
No,
you call them
not
gnolls,
like-
they'll be more likely to stab you.
so the dude, the white wolf looking guy, he says Herschel, and he has this real deep kind of voice. Kind of think of like Sean Connery, but with like a deeper voice. Okay.
Herschel.
Yeah.
Deeper than
And-
Sean Connery? Damn.
Yeah. So he sounds like that. He even sounds, but that's like how his voice sounds. And the woman, she says, "Oh, Herschel, what are you doing in the ways? You know it's forbidden." He says, "I know, Celeste." He says, "But I needed to get here." He says, "I have these people with me." And the other dude, the bigger one, and he sounds like Michael Clark Duncan, if everybody knows what his voice sounds like. He says, they look like rabble. He says, "So for this one," he walks up to Orn, and this dude towers over you by at least 1.5 feet. He says, "He looks like he's fun to play with."
You might be a challenge.
And he laughs like a real deep. He says, "I like him already." He turns around, he slaps you in the back. He says, this one has metal." And the captain's like, he says, "Rar." He says, "Heal."
Rawr.
he says, "Yes, sir." He walks back over, and you can see behind him that there's probably another 12 of these guards. He says, he walks up to you, Orn. He says, "I believe," he looks to Herschel. He says, "Is this the one that's in charge?" He says, "Yeah, pretty much." He puts out his hand to you, Orn. He says, "I am Captain Mawson." He says,
Okay. I shake his hand formally.
"All right." His hand dwarfs yours just a little bit, but you can still shake his hand. There's great strength behind it, but you can also tell from his eyes that he has a good soul. He's very noble. He's very proud. He's one of those clean-cut military types that doesn't take any nonsense, but you can definitely tell he lives by honor. And Celeste walks over and she says, "Hello, I'm Celeste." Or she has a very feminine voice. "Hello, I'm Celeste." She changes her voices a lot. Anyway, she walks over and she's like, "Hello, I'm Celeste." She says, I am the third shaman in line." She says, "Welcome to Lobosian." And she puts her hand out. She says, "This is our city." She says, "Herschel said he was going to visit soon. He didn't say he was going to bring visitors." He says,
We're a bit last minute.
says, "Yeah."
Yuna would greet them very formally and in military style, basically. Not really recognizing the ranks, but she would still I don't know how you call that, stand still or straight or whatever. And and probably kind of make a greeting salute bullshit, what they do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Celeste sees you do that, and she stands a little straighter, and she puts her fist across where her heart is, and she bows slightly. She says, "Military."
That's correct.
She says, "Okay." She says, "Discipline is good."
Well, I guess we should formally introduce ourselves. I'm Orn Faithos. That's Yuna, Paloma, and Rusty. But that's his nickname. His full name is Wrestling Leaves.
And I would correct him. I would say, I am Sergeant Yuna Protego.
And I am, and she stands up all formally, Princess Paloma Windrunner.
Alex, I think your voice is actually more female than mine is.
That's fantastic.
So funny.
Because I commit to the work.
I'm sorry. I'm a
Paloma,
disappointment.
What did I tell you about speaking of your position?
Well, I mean, shouldn't I let people know? Because, higher power and stuff? I don't know.
Okay. He says,
That's an X-nay. Okay. All right.
the captain, he walks over and he greets all of you, and same thing with Celeste. Roar, he just he nods at you all. He stops at Rusty, and he says, "Hello, little one." He says, "Some of your people are here." He says, "We do allow them in the city." He says, "But," he says, "I know I know some of you have sticky fingers." He says, "Please do not resort to thievery while you're here." He says, "If there's something that you need, all you need to do is ask." He says, "Do we understand each other?"
Mm-hmm.
Rusty will pause for a second, bend over and grab some dirt, rub it in his hands, and then blow it out on the ground and show that his fingers aren't sticky and go, "No sticky fingers."
He laughs. A deep rumble. He says, "Very well." He says, "I like you already." He says, "We actually have some of your people on the council." He turns back around. He says, "You will find that our city is a place of freedom." He says, "We have no slaves here." He says, "Murder and slavery and any kind of unlawful punishment is not allowed here." He says, "We are fair, but we are strict." He says, "If you fail to comply with our laws, you will have to face a tribunal." He says, "Other than that, you have free roam of the city unless it's off limits." He says, "You will see that our city has races from all over." He says, "But he says, I don't know if you've ever met any of my kind before." He says, "We are what our race, we refer to ourselves as Wolfen." He says, "We are not what other people call, and we have seen other people call us lichens or shapeshifters." He says, we are not that." He says, "We do not spread a curse. We bear young just like everybody else." He says, "We do allow them in our cities." He says, "But they are watched so that they don't spread like a disease or a plague."
Is Herschel Herschel a Wolven?
No, he's
A doggin.
Doggo. He's a doggo.
Herschel's like, "No." He says, "No, I'm a Pugmire."
Majestic.
He says, Captain says, "Yes, he's a Pugmire." He says, "We have many different, he says, for a lack of a better word, different breeds of canine humanoids." As you
Rusty
would
is
imagine.
Rusty's spending his time thinking about what it would look like if one of the Wolfens were infected with lycanthropy. Like, if it was a half wolf and half werewolf, would it get
Yeah.
more wolfish?
Would you ask him that?
No. Rusty's not asking anything. He's trying to
Oh.
figure it out. Like,
Okay.
completely
So,
distracted. He's officially
okay.
no longer paying attention to anything anybody's doing.
I'm actually a little nervous around them, but it's not for the reasons that everyone probably thinks they are.
He's allergic to dogs.
I would thank them for their trust and they would actually allow us access to the city. And I would ask if I could be granted access to maybe like public library or something so I can like read up on this species and in this country.
Library.
Yeah, I mean this is like such a big city.
He says, "Sergeant," he says, "we have one of the largest libraries anywhere." He says, "The university." He says, "We have a university here. If you go to the university, you'll find a library there that should satisfy your needs. And if it's not there, I would be surprised, actually." He says, "Lobosian has been here for over 4,321 years." He says, "Yes." He says, "Trust me, we've had our share of wars and calamities and everything else." He says, "But at the end of it all, we stuck true to our ways." And he says, "Sometimes the pack dogs come out of us." He says, "But That's only wartime.
I'm gonna raise my hand. I'm gonna say, "Excuse me.
Yes.
Do you guys have a monastery here?"
He says yes.
This place has everything.
He says what path do you follow?
Well, I'm trying to work on the 4 elements. Right now I've probably got like 2 down, maybe 1.5 down right now. Yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah.
Sorry,
I was reading the comments. Say it again.
It's the 4 elements. I mean, I've only got like 1.5 mastered right now.
Oh, Air? Is that you are? An arrogance?
Yep.
He says there's some of your people here. He says we have a earth and a fire Gensai here also. He says but the water this area is too dry for him. We've had one come through. It was a long time ago. But they come in, but they don't stay long. They're kind of like with the tide, if you can understand.
Oh, I get it. It's a joke. Oh, but I would love to go to the fire one.
He says they share a temple, or a monastery, I should say. He says it's not too far from here. He says it's up in the hills.
I'm gonna run over to Arn. I'm gonna be like, "Can we go? Can we go? Can we go, please?"
We can go, but we have some important business to settle here first.
Okay.
So say, do you have any mounts that you use, or how do you cover long distances?
He says, "Oh, well, we don't use animals for mounts." He says we run. He says, "Believe it or not, we are faster than we look." He says that I guess that's part of the our ancestral ways. Us running down, running in a pack. He says, yeah, but we run pretty fast. He says, we have horses, but they're usually used for heavy pulling. But it's mostly other races that use them. We don't ourselves.
Is there by any chance the possibility that there is a stable even for like other races to use? Like
Yes,
horses?
there's a he says a section of the city has been devoted for the melting pot of races that come through here. More of I guess your facilities types would be there. Because the way we eat and you eat is probably different. Hey, there he is. Hey, dude.
Oh, god damn it, I was too late. Fuck.
So night, Bubba.
Oh.
Night.
Night night.
Night, 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 night.
Oh, that's so cute.
Oh, my heart.
Oh.
Oh,
Okay, now we need to relax.
Okay.
that's adorable.
So he says, yeah, there's a section of the city that's devoted mainly to. No, you're good, brother. That's cool. That's devoted to the other races besides the Wolfen.
Are there any laws that would restrict us to purchase a horse in your city?
No.
All right. Are there any other customs that we should be aware of before entering the city?
He says, my people will smell you. They will ask permission first, but that's just one of the things that we do. He says, but we don't. And he looks at your guys' face. You're just like, what the fuck? He says, we're not going to stick our faces in your bottom areas. He says, usually we just, and he'll demonstrate it. He'll walk up to Yuna and put his nose like where the neck and the shoulder meet and sniff. He does it real lightly, and he says, "I have your scent." He says, "I'll remember your scent now." He says, "That's basically what we do."
Okay. I'm glad at least I know if in trouble, you would be able to find us. So
Right.
that is good.
He says, he says in the scent, this is one of the other things that we can do is we can pass the scent along. Yeah. Says so. Everything else you'll kind of learn as we go. He says, but I'm sure you've had a time. And he looks around at the ground where the arm had dissipated and burnt into the grass. I'm sure they do. I was talking to Brandon. So he says, yeah. He says, I'm sure Herschel will teach you everything you need to know. He says, but I got to continue my rounds. He says, he's like, welcome to Lebosian. And him and Celeste and Rar and the other 12, they take off, and they fucking, as fast as you dash is how fast their regular movement is, and they're fast as shit. But they don't have regular like humanoid legs. They have like their legs
All fours.
like, yeah, no, not on all fours, but they have the dog legs.
Hind legs.
You know what I mean? Hind legs, yeah. And so since their legs are like that, they're really fast. So, y'all. Sorry, at this moment you can't use them as a race because they're NPCs. That will be something that you would have to talk to Charles and them about.
That's so cool.
I know. Sorry.
It's okay.
Is that homebrew content?
Yes and no. The Wolfen race is an actual real race in a game called Palladium, which is the same system that has rifts and stuff. But they are a race in there. But it's just not part of 5th edition. I don't know if 5th edition ever will make a race like that, besides being like a lycanthrope or something like that. I was kind of hoping they would, since they made Tabaxis, because I think that would be badass. But they probably wouldn't move as fast as these guys do. Anyways, if they do, I definitely would probably play one. Like, no shit. Probably play one as a samurai or something. I think that would be cool.
Samurai, doggy.
Hell yeah.
Name him Herschel.
Yeah.
Herschel the second.
Yeah. So Herschel is like, yeah. He says, "Come on, let's head into the city, and we'll get us a place to stay for the night, and we'll go from there." So you
I
guys
just want to point out that everyone may have noticed from my regular like hands at my side posture, I had my shield arm resting on my sword the whole conversation. And I don't usually do that. I only let it back down when they leave.
okay?
Warren, you seem uncomfortable.
Oh. Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah, it's something that happened on my home plane.
Can you blame the creatures on this plane for that, though?
It's not something that they did. It is something that they did, but it's also something that I did. And I'm not particularly proud of it, but they wouldn't listen. And I shouldn't talk about it here. Maybe in more private quarters.
I understand.
And in the middle of saying that, Russell, or would they just be completely wolves? Would they just
See, I don't know because like
All
I heard lycanthropy is like you turn grr, but they're already like grr.
He didn't say that. You don't know what he's thinking about.
Oh shit! Sorry. I thought he was
So,
saying that out loud.
And then you look at the ground, like you see a bunch of wolf, like kind of pictures drawn into the ground, like drawn in the dirt in the ground with his with one of his knives or with an arrow. And he's like, when he not something I'm not particularly proud of, he would go, "Old wolf? Would
What?
they all wolf?"
Hmm.
And then he would squat back down and go back to drawing his pictures.
What are you talking about, Rusty?
Let's get moving. Let's find a place to rest. It'd be nice to
Yeah.
actually sleep in the bed for a change.
Yeah, Herschel's already like started walking down. He's like, "Oh, you guys will catch up when you're ready."
Yeah.
So, you guys head into the city.
While we're walking between lots of different voices, he'll try and piece together his thought process on what he was thinking about with a that was infected with lycanthropy.
Just people on the street just talking about lycanthropy.
So you get closer to the city. You start seeing more of the Wolfens. Some are out here walking around, and actually, they're wearing normal clothes. They're just tailored to fit their body. You see a couple walking down in like some grass area. Looks like a park that's been set up over here. And there's just a bunch of them out there, and you actually do see a couple different races in there. You see some halflings, you see a couple elves, and you see a human or two here and there, but they're not the normal humans that you normally see. They're really tan, and they've got like turbans on. And you see one couple has like 5 puppies, and they're running around biting each other and fighting and shit. And they've got their hands full and everything. But you get to the gates of the city, and there's probably about 8 guards standing around. Guards see Herschel, which is the guard that the guard that does notice Herschel. He seems to have rank on him. He walks over. He says, "Herschel." He says, "Been a while." He says, "Yeah." Lieutenant, how you doing, LT? He says, "Not too bad. It's a nice day." He says, "I wish I wasn't on duty. I'd be out there with Mia." He says, "Well, I wouldn't doubt that." He says, "How is she doing?" He's like, "Well," he says, "We're on our second litter now." Or he says, we're on our second brood now. He says, "I've already got 3, and I guess she wanted more." He says, "But I can't keep my hands off her. I love her." He says, "Well, your kind of love is uncommon in this world." He says, "Well, I do what I can." He says, "Yeah." He says, "Tell her I said hi."
I'm gonna turn to Yuna and I'm just gonna say, I wanna stay here forever.
Princess, don't you want to know the other monasteries? Don't you want to get to know like
Well,
the
there's
water monastery too?
There's basically 2 here.
So
We just find the water one.
what you're telling me is you want to learn everything you can from them just to stay here and not protect your own homeland?
Man.
Think about it and then come back when you know the answer.
Yeah.
Responsibility.
Herschel's like, "Yeah, well, on top of Herschel's like, on top of the 4 elements, he says there's another monastery here, but it's more of the Wolfen style type. I mean, they follow a style, but most of the monks there are Wolfen. He says, outside of the game, me as GM, I really have never used a lot of monks. So I would think that the Wolfen that are monks would use whichever style or whatever that would be more geared towards like heavier strikes.
Way of the open paw.
Yeah, open paw, open hand. Open
Yeah.
paw.
Maybe something like that. But yeah, you guys walk through. He says, yeah. He says, go right in. He says, who are all these? He says, please, I need you to sign in though. He says, all visitors to the city we have sign in, and he looks back, and by that time he looks back, another one of the troops brings out a little stand with a ledger and some ink and a quill. He says, please, if you will, and each of you can, put your name, your business, how long you think you're going to stay, if you're just a visitor or if you're planning on residing in the town, stuff like that. Normal stuff that.
Yeah.
Guards
We'll sign in.
Yeah.
With her full name.
So.
Yeah, I'll write my name. But I'm going to look to the guard and I say, well, define residency and define visiting. How long can a person visit?
He says, well, if you rent a home, then that would be residency. If you are just renting a room in the inn and stay no longer than, I'd say, 2 months, then you're a guest. He says, but if you're planning on staying here for a long time, you can apply for residency.
Understandable.
And that's a bullshit process.
And I'm
You say that openly?
No, that's out of character.
Okay.
I have
actually-
immigrated. I know how hard this bullshit is.
Orin just nods his head. He's like, yeah, I'm used to follow the same process, and I write down visitor.
Yeah.
Paloma will write her stuff. She'll leave out the princess part, but under time for visiting, she'll put to be determined.
Okay.
Herschel's
like
really cool here.
Yeah, Herschel's like he says they do keep track of certain people that come in. So that's why they ask. And the reason that this city has stood for so long is that they keep track of certain types of people that come in that seem to be warmongers and stuff like that. And he says they've had a lot of issues with that in the past. So that's why they do that.
Okay, well.
Not saying that you are, but they have their things that they do. So.
Well, as soon as we tell them about why we're here, they're gonna keep an eye on us.
Herschel was like, well, the Smurg is a threat to everybody. He says, more than likely you'll gain more help here than you will in most of the cities that dot this landscape. He says, it all depends on how you go about it, asking for help or them offering you help,
Of course.
If you come in here and act like a dick, then they're going to treat you like a dick. But if you come in here and are cool and like, hey, this is what we're doing, more than likely they're going to help you. You just never know. This, like I said, the city has stood so long because they know when to help and when not to help. Even if it does make people uncomfortable.
Yeah. Let's get an in room first before we start discussing our next move.
Yeah. So, you go through the process. Everybody makes their stuff, and so he says, "Well, he says, let's end here. All right." So you head into an inn. There's an inn right there. It's called the Golden Wolf by Just Because. And it's got a golden wolf on the front of it. You walk in, and there's just a mixture of people in there, of all races. It seems like this is one of the melting pots as far as inns. Herschel walks up. Bartender in the back is actually a dwarf. He says, "Herschel, how you be?" He says, "Well, dag nabbit, I'm doing all right."
Who doesn't know him?
Huh?
The reason.
No, I'll just say, just whisper, who doesn't know Herschel? It's like everyone knows him.
It's the reason why we need his help.
Oh, good point.
So Herschel's like, yeah, I need, he looks back to you. He's like, how many rooms do you guys need? One for each of you?
I'll take one with Thorn.
Realistically, we're gonna need two. One for Paloma, and then one for me, Rusty, and Yuna.
Why do I get my own?
Wait, what?
Yeah, he turns around, he says, I need 3 rooms. He says, all right. He says, any special needs?
We need a roost in one room, preferably in Paloma's, but I have a feeling it's going to be snuck into our room.
A roost?
Yes, a roost.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
Me
Like
either.
So, Rusty will grab your staff, stick it in the wall, and then climb on top of it and pretend to go to sleep.
Dwarf is like, that's not cool, Mr. Bird. He says,
you need my stick back.
He says, you're gonna have to pay for that. He says, he's like, damn it, I just had this fixed too.
Rusty will reach into his pouch and pull out the 3 wooden coins he took from the goblins and leave it there. And then with a haughty, like an older voice, someone who was obviously high class, he'll say, "Keep the change, young man."
Yeah, the dwarf is like looking at you like you just kicked his puppy. No, not like that. He's just looking at you like you're a dick kind of look. Like
I walk over and
Herschel says, "Don't worry about it. I'll take care of it." And he's like, "All right."
He's a little high maintenance. Sorry.
He's like, "Yeah." He says, "Just make sure when he's roosting that he doesn't shit everywhere."
Yuna's gonna ask if it's possible to get maybe like 2 or 3 coat hangers in a room for Rusty, because she saw that he liked to sleep not on the floor, so you might as well build something up there.
He says, "Don't worry about it." He calls for somebody named Gerald, and this little teenager human comes out. He says, "Yeah, what's going on?" He says, "I need you to get one of the bird roosts and put it in number 15." He says, "Okay." So he disappears for a minute or two, and he comes back, and you see he has this It's basically a triangular like platform, big enough for somebody to like curl up in a ball on, but it's got stilts underneath it that can be telescoped up. And he runs up to a room. He says, "Come on, I'll show you guys your room." So you go up to the room.
Rusty is so happy right now.
Yeah, so Rusty, you follow him up to the room 15. So you get in there, and there's 2 beds in there, and he says, "Over here." He walks over to a corner, and in the corner, you can actually see where the platform fits in this little slot up there, just like they actually modified the room for this because I guess they have more avian people that come in. And he puts up stilts and he hooks them into where they need to go. And he says, "There you go." He says, and he points on the wall. He says, "These right here are for you to climb up." And there's actually like little footholds where you can climb up and get up in there. And he says,
Rusty's really, really happy. And he'll give him the dead skunk.
He's like, "Oh, cool." He says, "Yeah, that's the first time for everything." He holds the skunk by its tail, making sure that it's not alive. He like looks at it. He's like, and he walks out of the room. And then he walks next door to the room 14. He says, "Here's the other room." And you open it up, and it's got 2 beds in there also. It's got a closet, a wash basin, pretty good sized dresser in there, and it looks like a little table in between the 2 beds. And that's about it. There is a window. If you look out, you can see the street out in front of the inn. So Herschel stands in the doorway there. If you guys, I don't know if you had walked in or not, but
Yeah. I'd go in and put my fucking chest of shit in the fucking corner of the room.
Yeah. Herschel
Tired of
says,
carrying that thing.
yeah, he says they have lockers here also if you want to lock something up. He says if you just pay a fee for a month, they'll keep it in there locked tight, and you'll have the key only. Just saying in case you don't want to carry that around everywhere. Because I don't. He says I don't really know how long you guys plan on staying here. He says we can figure that out.
Forever.
So yeah, So I open the door from our room and invite Paloma and Rusty into our room so we can talk.
Okay. So you all get inside. And Herschel's kind of just standing up over by where the wash basin is, leaning against it. He says, "Well, you guys are here." He says, he hands you, he pulls out the drawer. He walks over to the little table in between the beds. He pulls out the drawer, and there's some paper in there, and he scribbles a note on there, and then he pulls out this little seal that he has. He drops some wax on some hot wax on it. He stamps it. He says, "This will get you to certain parts of the city without too many questions." He says, "I have business here also, but I figure this is as good a place as any to start for you guys." He says, "But what questions do you have of me before I got to go? Because I do have a meeting that I got to make pretty soon."
Who can we talk to volunteer ourselves and our services to the city? because we will need to build up some. I feel like it'd be best for us to build up some goodwill to the city before we start making any large demands of it.
Okay. He says, well, first you'll need to go to. He knows exactly where to go. I'm thinking about it in my head, so give me a second.
We're all in one room, Sandra.
You'll look for Commandant. Commandant Rowan. It's Rowan. It's just
Commandant Rowan.
spelled like that. Okay. He is in charge of. He says, "Go and find his office. Hand the secretary that letter, and ask to speak to Commandant Rowan. He is in charge of the training for the guard of the city." And from there, he has connections to all the guards or the guard force, and also he has connections to the military branch, the clerical branch, and the the wizards branch. He says there's a government branch. He says the town is ran by a council. Okay. He says there's an alpha female and there's an alpha male. Okay. They're kind of like the king and queen, but they're elected. And then you have the rest of the council. So there's the guard branch, the military branch, the clerical branch, the wizard branch, and then they have the courts branch, the judicial or whatever. Okay. He says each of those branches control their section of whatever it is of the government and whatnot and stuff. The judicial takes care of all the functions of the city as far as like sanitation and all that kind of crap like that. He says once you talk to them, they will explain everything more if you want more detail. He says, but that commandant right there, he is kind of like he knows pretty much everybody. He knows more people than I do in this city. Let's put it that way.
Wow.
He says if I had more time to lead you guys and take you where you need to go, I would, but I have other stuff I have to do that, and then I have other commitments, not only in this city but other places.
Okay, well, let me tell you what I intend on doing.
Okay.
So that you'll perhaps be able to plan for us better. I believe that we will stay here for at least 2 months. The resources of a city and what we can do in the city is far superior than what we can do on the road. And on top of that, it's been a pretty long, what has it been, like a week and 4 days? Or something like that?
It's been more like 3 weeks, but
yeah, it's been a rough 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like we've been on traveling almost the whole time.
Yeah.
So I say we take these 2 months to familiarize ourselves with the city and its laws and get to know its people, what they want, and we gain goodwill through our actions and try to equip ourselves for the next journey. Of course, Paloma can spend her time training, and we take some time to ourselves, of course. It won't all be business.
Okay. Sounds great. He pulls out a pouch and he hands it to you. He says, "Here's some money." He says, "It's not much. It's only about 3,000 gold."
Wait, what?
Is it in the bag of holding?
No, he
It's a
says
small pouch.
he says it's in the form of gems.
Oh, okay. It's like, give me a second, just start scooping out.
Yeah. He
It'll
says,
take a bit.
that's about 3,000 gold worth. He says you're gonna need it. He says not every person in this town is perfect. You might have to butter some hands with some money in certain spots. He says, but I will tell you there is a criminal element in the city, a shady part that you can utilize also if you want to use that ways also. He says, you just never know. Having contacts everywhere is always helpful, whether it's obeying the law or within the shades of black and white of law. But he says the clerical branch they have they have a huge school for all the and a huge temple for all the deities and stuff like that, and they're not against you praying in there or even setting up a temporary spot for you to commune. And as far as the School of Magic, they're like any other School of Magic anywhere else in Airwood. They have their hierarchies and everything. And same thing with the military and all the other stuff. This is that's some money for you guys to help you out. He says not much. He says, but that's all I have on hand at the moment. Besides what I need for spending money. You see, he's got another fucking pouch about the same size on his belt too. That right next to the one that he just pulled off and gave you guys. So yeah, he says, get in contact with Rowan. He should be able to point you in a direction you need to go. He says there's the library is actually under both the clerical and the wizard branch, so they share duties there. So if you go there, you will find clerics or clergy of the church or temples or whatever, and wizard college there.
I understand.
All right. You have a meeting to go to?
He says, yeah. He's like, I got to go meet the council. I was checking on something for them. And says, yeah.
Oh, tell him we said hi.
Thank you so much, Herschel, for all the help.
Oh, you're welcome. It's not much. He says, I could help a lot more, but that would take me away from my duties, and I can't have that at the moment. He says, but that should get you guys started off. And he says, you can actually, and he looks around and he like covers his face and he like mouths, like, eat some real food. He says, yeah, there's a lot of different places out there, restaurants, stores. There's actually a museum and what they call fun parks also. They have festivals there all the time.
Oh, Herschel, why did you say that?
Fun park.
Yeah.
Herschel, why did you say that?
No. Temple first.
Sorry. Oh, she's on her way. All right.
All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Yeah. So he says, with that, he says, all right, I'm out of here. I gotta go. Or I'll be late. See you later. All right. So he takes off. And you guys are left in the city. There you go. The young man comes back up and he brings in some towels. He says,
No.
oh fuck, what was the name of the damn dude that innkeeper. I didn't give it. Did I give a name or not?
No.
No. Okay.
No, you didn't.
Okay. His name is Rip Torn.
On his tombstone is gonna be Rip Rip.
Here
Golden Wolf
lies Rip.
Inn.
Rip.
Yeah. So the Golden Wolf Inn. He comes in. He puts some extra towels down. He says, Master Rip says that since you guys will be here, well, he says that you guys have been paid up for 2 months. He says, here's some extra towels, and he says, if you need anything else, just let me know. He says, I sleep in the back. He says, Rip kind of adopted me. So he said, if you guys need anything, just let me know. And he said, if you really do need anything, just let me know. He says, I know a lot of people too.
What's your name?
Oh, mine?
Yeah.
My name's Ralph.
Thank you, Ralph. We'll definitely come talk to you, maybe, kinda. I don't know.
Okay.
Ralph. Okay.
So he takes off.
So
And you guys are left to yourselves.
I think this is a good place to stop. We can take a long rest here, and then next day we can
Go shopping!
yes go for lack of better expression, go shopping. Go see what they have in store for entertainment. Take a break for a change.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys do whatever you guys want to do tonight. Rest, recoup. Rusty gets his nest built up there. They actually have some like really nice material set in a little crate for you to make a nest, Rusty. It's actually like these pieces of long leather with cotton stuffed in them, kind of like I guess like a 10-foot long like skinny pillow, which you can wrap it around and make it like a soft nest for yourself.
Awesome.
And
And by the way, thank you for thinking of that. You know, thinking of my character as, hey, this is something that Rusty might need, and thanks for thinking of that. I appreciate it.
Welcome.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Who else?
Okay. 2 questions. Is the
Okay.
table bolted down to the floor?
No.
Is the bed bolted down to the floor?
No.
I'm sliding that middle table out, and I'm pushing my bed against Yuna's.
Okay.
This
Done.
is weird.
Pow, chicka, pow, pow.
No, it's
Right.
not.
I was just playing.
It's all natural.
So when you push it up against the thing, it actually has these little latches that will click over and keep the beds from separating if there's movement on top of them.
Oh yes.
They know.
These
They know.
these wolfins.
Because Chapo thinks of everything.
These wolfins, they're geniuses.
I mean, if you have nightmares the way she does, you would find it comforting to not sleep alone.
well, other than that,
Also, beforehand, it's very comforting, but
yeah,
just saying, just adding that here.
you can tell.
Roll for sex.
Yeah, you can definitely tell that the water bowl is got some magical properties to it, and it looks like there's running water in it all the time. So, but it never overflows. It just looks like it. The water is just like continually refreshing in it, and you also are told that there is a bathroom at the end of the hallway. There's a picture that says shows like a female form and then the male form, and then there's one in the middle for question mark, and it has like different like forms of that really don't have a sex to it in there, because they get all types of beans in here and shit like that. But the kid also explains to you that since you are staying here, that they do offer like a free breakfast. He says, but all the other meals you have to pay for, like a continental breakfast kind of sort of.
Okay. That's nice.
But this inn is huge though. This inn is probably the size of it's 4 stories high, and it probably has at least about 20 rooms on the floor. So there's three floors above the bottom floor that has rooms. So that's 60 rooms right there. And on top of, there's a tavern and a restaurant and all that stuff mixed in to the bottom, with half of it being a business center, place where people go and trade and shit like that and stuff. So it's a huge ass inn. But you could definitely tell that Rip has got his shit tight, because there's guards, and you can tell that there's an area where they have like a little like bank kind of sorta to lock up your stuff if you guys go downstairs. The tavern is really well kept. It's clean. There's no bugs or anything like that. The food is fucking excellent. And they have a bunch of shit that they have on the menu, or it even says on there if there's something particular that you want, there'll be an extra charge, but they'll make it for you. And it gives times that the kitchen is open. They don't run night services though. You'll have to go somewhere else in the city to fucking get something like past like 9 o'clock at night.
Cool.
So it's a really well made and run inn, So, but my question is we can stop here, and you guys can explore the city next time, or if there's something that you want to do before we end.
I
Yep.
just want to shop.
I want to do 2 things. After that night, I want to ask you, is it possible that like with maybe joining the guard like temporarily for like 2 months, that I could be or gain proficiency with with a longsword?
Yeah, you can find somebody out there that I'm sure will train you.
And yeah, I would take that and combine that with my duty. Like that is what I would do for the city, kind of, to also get my name known.
For the next 2 months that we're going to be here, in your downtime, whatever it takes normally to learn something like that, you definitely have the downtime to do that in between games. But I will tell you guys that next Tuesday we're not going to have a game because I'll be on vacation. So it'll probably be another 2 weeks before we run a game. Yeah, I'm going to be in California, so I'm not going to run anything at all from Friday until probably around the 9th. I'll run some. I may run a game on the 10th, but I'm not positive yet. Oh yeah,
It's a big hiatus.
And the second thing I want to do is buy a horse.
Okay. Roll percentile dice for me.
Okay, so 52.
Okay. The first time you look, you don't find any. And the reason for it is that most of the people in this city are wolfen. They don't need horses. And so they're kind of hard to come by. But you talk to the guy where the horses are normally sold. He says, "Look, I just sold the last one I had to an elf." He says, "But he says, give it a little bit of time, and I'll get some more in." He says, if you want to order one, I'll have one on hand for you, or the next one that comes in, it'll be yours." He says, "That's about as good as I can get right now."
How much are they in general? Like, what's the price range?
He says, "What kind of horse do you want? Just a riding horse, or do you want?"
That depends. I am unsure between riding horse and war horse, if you happen to have those. And that would be dependent on the price and the quality too. Like their education or training or whatever, you know.
He says, "Well, he says a riding horse, it'll cost you about 75 gold pieces. He says a war horse, well, that's gonna take a while because a war horse is huge and they have to be trained. But if you need one, then I can put an order for one in. It'll just take a while for a war horse to get here because we have somebody that does it out this way, but they don't live in the city. They live out in the country because you need space for horses to run."
All right, then I will order 2 horses. 2 riding horses.
Okay. He says, my provider should be in town within the week, and hopefully they'll have some with them. And I'll let you know.
Great, thank you.
Do me a favor and write that down and remind me.
Yep, will do.
Cool.
Yep.
I just want to shop for cool items and stuff.
Okay. Like what kind of items?
Of the magical persuasion.
Okay.
Something that'll be useful to me.
Yeah, you ask the kids, like, "Hey, where can I find magic items and stuff?" He says, "Well," he says, "you're going to have to go downtown to Wizards College because most of the magic item shops are down there."
Okay. And I'll just Assassin's Creed this shit just going around the city.
All right.
I'm going to go with her.
Okay. So you two shoot off into the city, and there's fucking like fire breathers on the like corners and stuff, and you know every corner's got something different. You know, a little food stand or some pair of wolfen kids doing magic tricks. You know, it's a big city, so you know you're gonna have all these things just everywhere.
Wait a minute. Where'd our children go?
Yeah.
Damn it.
I am at
Sneaky children.
I'm at the market already. Like I left the next day.
Oh my god!
And I told you I was gonna go and look for a mount.
It's okay.
Way to go! You've lost the.
But you sleep in. Like it's not my fault that you sleep so much.
I do sleep a lot. Fine.
I know.
Really this time.
All right, so Rusty and Paloma, you guys get down there. You finally make your way in. The cool thing is that everybody's really friendly. Like all the people, except for some of the dwarves. You know, they're really gruff and they're already fucking just dwarves. But other than that, you see just a bunch of different people and different races and stuff. You even actually see a couple Dro walking around, and they're just kind of wide-eyed too. And you see they have like these lenses over their eyes because they're normally not used to the sunlight and stuff. And make a perception roll for me.
Oh, that's good. Plus 3. That's 17.
Okay. So you notice they really, I guess Rusty kind of looks but doesn't. You can notice that there's this skinny kind of wolfen paying attention to him but not paying attention. You can definitely tell that he's following him, but he just kind of is one of those people that just meld into shit, and he notices you notice him. He gives you a little grin and a wink, but he continues on following the two Dro.
I give him a thumbs up.
He kind of laughs a little bit, but he goes back stone faced, looking at like shops and shit, following him. So
he doesn't seem sketchy at all.
yeah. So you get down there to the magic item area, and actually, there's a thing across the street that says Wizard's Row on it, and in front of you, you see this. It's probably like a 10-story tower. It starts really thick at the bottom, and it starts getting thinner as it goes up, and it's got little mini towers that sprout off the side of it and stuff. You can definitely tell that's probably where wizards have branched off of the main building and stuff like that. And there's a clock in the center of it, made out of magic, and it looks like fairy fire basically. And you see one of the hands like moves around, and you're just like, that's kind of cool. But anyways, there is just a bunch of different stores here, from alchemy stores to divination stores. You see a store with a big crystal ball with a pair of hands around it. You see a store that just says Crazy Habib's Magic Emporium. And
Tempting.
yeah.
Oh, I know this fellow.
And you just see a bunch of other different stores. Then you see one that says Jubei's Jubilations.
Oh, we're going.
So you walk in, and Jubei's behind the counter. He's like, "Hello, nice to see you again."
You own a store?
He says, "My fourth copy owns a store."
Oh, that's cool. Well, I was interested in looking for some items, and I came here also with Rusty because he wanted to tag along. Yeah, and we've come across a lot of money, even though we don't really use it in Wushu, but you know, I heard that it helps for everything here.
Okay. He says, "Well, you can look all you want, or if there's something in particular that you're looking for, I can see if I have it."
I don't know. I'm kind of up in the wind right now. I want to just see something that catches my eye. That I'm just like, wow, I need that.
He says, "Okay. So give me an idea. Otherwise, I'm just going to start throwing shit out there."
That's what I was waiting for you to throw shit out
Goats.
Okay.
Goats.
there.
All right.
Oh, gosh. Goats?
So, you see, this little wooden boat sitting inside of one of the cases. And then you see this wand that looks like a set of D&D dice just stacked on top of each other, and it looks like a wand.
So cool.
And then you see a boomerang sitting in there, and it's got jewels in it. You see this bottle, and on the inside of it, you see this little like person like banging on the glass. It's got a cork on it, and then you see an array of different books. You see an array of like a bunch of different rings. Some that you might notice that other people that you've seen had on. One looks like a leaf rolled around. One looks like it's got a ram on its face. And one has a frog on it. And another one has a picture of a person in Sydney Indian style with monk garb on. You find a harness for like a small person that's got a rope on it.
Oh, look, it's a leash. For a person.
You see a pair of manacles, and you see a case full of a bunch of different potions. You see some cloaks. Some of them you can kind of see through them every once in a while. Some of them are really dark. One looks like it's made out of shark skin. You see a set of studded leather that has got like some like shadowy energy around it. You see the skull of. You see a pair of skulls, which make a. Let's make an Arcana check.
God.
See if you can think of what these skulls are.
Nope.
No?
4.
Okay. Well, there's a pair of skulls, all right, and they both have. Yeah, you don't make it either. They both got a horn coming out the center of their head. And the skulls look almost identical in make, and they're sitting right next to each other. See different helmets, some with jewels in them, some not. You see a belt that's got daggers on it. You see a rod. You actually see 4 rods just sitting in midair. And
rods.
That's about it.
Tell me, what is that wand with the weird dice on it?
That's when you stop listening, huh?
Maybe.
Probably so.
There was a lot of shit, and I lost track.
You should have been listening, Dick.
There's a lot of shit.
Yeah, well, you told me to start sprouting shit off, and I was like, okay,
because I don't know what monks need, man.
So, he walks over and he says, "Well, this does a bunch of different things." He says it costs a lot of money, and the dice look like they're made out of bone. And he says, "Well, just depends on what's you do with it." He says it does a lot of different things. It helps you. Okay, outside of the game, you can use each one of the dice. You can use once to aid in some kind of roll. Okay. But once that die is used, that die disappears off the wand.
Oh, how many dice? How many dice are on it?
It's a full set of D&D dice. Okay. You got a D12, a D20, 6. You got the percentile dice, a D8, and a D4.
Okie dokie.
All right. And once you use that die, it disappears. But you can use it for whatever role you want to use it for. Okay. But the thing costs some fucking money too. So
Yeah, no, I'll pass on that one.
yeah.
Do you have things that could be useful to a girl who you know is in a monastery?
He says yes. He says that ring right there, that's got a monk on it.
Oh, what does that do? I missed that one.
He says it enhances your monk abilities.
Oh, damn! How does that enhance my monk abilities?
He says I don't know. It just does. He says you put it on and you'll find out. So basically, let me see. Let me look at the monk abilities here so I can tell you.
Then the voice in the sky says, "Why do you ask so many questions?"
Cause I got money now.
Wait, how much? You didn't take the whole 3K, did you?
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna buy one magic item for myself, and then I'll probably I'll buy. I'm looking for like a metal lightweight.
Can I?
We divide
So-
amongst each other.
Huh?
It would be 750 gold each if we divide the 3K.
Okay.
Okay.
So we all should. Oh, I have 1,050.
I've got like.
I don't know
Okay.
why, but I have 1,087.
So
Maybe from a Jubei game.
probably. What the ring does is it supplies you with an extra 4 key points.
Oh shit! We're going. We're going.
And
We are
what happens
buying.
is,
Oh, we are buying that right away.
and basically what happens is you'll get a key point back every day. All right.
That's
so
fine.
if you spend all 4 key points, then you have to wait 4 days
4
for all of
days.
them to get back up.
That's
Okay.
wow. Okay. Yes, 100%. How much? How much, Juve?
Hold on, Jube's looking it up. He actually opens up a DMG. He's like, hold on, let me find out.
Dungeons and Dragons. Oh, what's that weird purple thing on it? It looks scary.
Oh, he says it's just some picture of a lich or something.
Oh, he sounds lovely.
No, not really. He's pretty bad.
Oh,
Okay. He says that's gonna be 750 gold pieces.
On the table. Boom.
Okay.
Uh,
All right. You are the owner of the ring of key. All
yeah.
right. Gives
I'm
you-
assuming I gotta attune to it, right?
Yes, you need to attune to it. It has 4 key points. Okay. You get a key point back a day. All right. There's no other way to get any more than that. It does not stack, so once it hits 4, then it's just 4.
Mhm.
Okay. The only other bonus that it has is that you can spend all 4 key points, and actually, I gotta open up like the monastery thing or your monk shit. Actually, no, that's what it does. I'm not getting it.
Okay, that's fine.
That's
Yeah,
good enough.
That's plenty enough for me, man.
So that's what you find.
Perfect.
So-
Question. Just one quick old question. Is that cloak that we got in that Juve game, is that attuned?
Should be attuned by now.
All right. Okay, cool. I was just checking because I didn't write that down.
All right. Brendan, Rusty, was there anything that you were looking at while you were in here?
Is there a cloak of elven kind or a
Yes.
magical short bow?
Yes.
Yes to both.
Yes.
That is so fucking dope.
I love Jubei.
Uh,
I love Jubei.
the elven kinds, I gotta see what cost. Hold on. I gotta see what kind of item it is first. Kinds. This is uncommon, so that would be 500 gold pieces. Okay, and then the bow. Let's see. Actually, the bow would be 500 gold pieces also. So I think every +1 is it goes up from
level of rarity.
Yeah, so uncommon would be 500 gold pieces. So you can pick one or the other. Basically, they're both 500 gold pieces apiece. But it's not like you're leaving the town anytime soon. You make more money.
Yeah, I can come back.
Yeah.
I want to look for 2 more things, if that is all right.
Okay. I haven't been looking at your typings in here that much.
Yeah. I would like to look for a breastplate.
Okay. Yeah. There's an area over by the army headquarters that is just it's the next quarter or the next area next to the wizards row. So there's a bunch of smiths over there. You definitely find one. It's gonna have a breastplate.
How much is it?
He says, "Well, it depends on what you want it made of." He says, "If you just want a rare one, a mithril one." He says,
Do you have a mithril half plate?
He says, "Hold on, let me check." He says, "Yes, I do."
How much would that be?
It's going to be 1,500 gold pieces.
I can't make that yet. Mm-hmm. And a breastplate, you do have that, right?
Yeah.
And I don't need that modified. I would just take it the way it is. How much is a regular breastplate?
Regular breastplate is 400 gold pieces.
All right, could you do me a favor and put the mithril half plate aside for me? Like, not aside for me, but I will definitely come back once I can afford it.
He says, "If you give me 50 gold pieces, I'll hold it for you for
All right.
2 weeks." He says,
That's
"After that, put it back
that's
on
unfair. You're gonna go on vacation. No. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'll do that. So I'll buy the breastplate for 400 and another 50 for the half plate mithril.
He says, "All right." He
How
says,
much was the half plate mithril?
1,500.
Oh, that's all.
And
It's just double prices, isn't it? This is mithril.
No, it's just you add the uncommon rarity to it.
Oh, really?
So it's I mean it's still 1,250, but
okay. Well, there you go. I thought you doubled it. My bad. Okay.
I mean pretty fucking damn close.
Well, that's pretty close.
It's 1,250, not freaking 1,500. Well, how about that? I can give him 1,050, and the 200 I will give him in 2 weeks.
He's like, "Nope."
Can I persuade him?
He's like, "Nope."
God damn it!
He's like, "It's mithril." He's like, "This shit is rare."
I know. That's why I want to buy it.
I know. That's why I want it.
Only you brought me.
God.
He says, I can hold it for you for 50 gold.
Well, then hold it for me, please.
Okay.
Is that actually like reducing the cost goal, like, or is that just like a fee?
No, he'll put the 50 towards it. And he says, but if you put 50 down on it, he'll hold it for you. And nobody will buy it. And then when you come back, you just already have 50 gold on it already.
Okay.
But if you don't come back, he keeps the 50 gold.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for him. I mean.
Okay. Right. That's so cool. And is there a bag of holding too, like at like a magic shop or something?
Bag of holding. Is that an uncommon item?
Yeah, uncommon.
Okay, I'm gonna give you a chance to see if it's there. It is there. There is one. Yes.
How much is that?
It's gonna be 500 gold pieces, I think. Let me make sure it is uncommon.
It is uncommon.
Okay. Well, then it'd be 500 gold pieces.
Well, I'll buy that because I figure we need that, and I have to find a way to come up with the money for the blade. So I buy the bag of holding.
Okay. So you're the owner of the bag of holding.
Yay!
So roll me percentile dice.
God damn it, it's cursed.
No, not cursed. Roll me percent.
There's something already in it.
God damn it, it's something bad, I know it. 90?
Nope. All right, you're
5.
good. There's nothing in it.
And I'm just gonna look for something really simple, just really quick, like a lightweight metal quarterstaff. That's it. It's just one made out of metal.
What do you want, like a lightweight, like a mithril one?
A mithril quarterstaff.
I mean, I just wanted one that I can use like my tattoo charges, because I don't always have the chance to punch someone.
Well, then you want mithril.
I just want a metal quarterstaff, but I mean, like, not one that's heavy. Because I'm weak.
Just screaming mithril right now.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't know what it is. Okay. If it's mithril, that's fine.
Do I add the uncommon price to it?
Mithril is weird because they don't touch mithril and adamantine weapons. So I would just base it off of how much weight is actually going into the weapon. And I think it's only like 1 pound for a quarterstaff.
Okay, so quarterstaff is normally 2 silver pieces. It's going to be a badass, so that would double the price. So and then mithril. So I would say 10 gold pieces for it.
Down.
That is so nothing.
Well, that's like fucking.
I was so worried.
Yeah, all it does is reduce the weight.
Yeah, it's like a 500% markup on a fucking quarterstaff.
But it's like cheap as fuck already.
I would go back to the inn and wake Orange Faces up.
How do you spell mithril? I don't even know.
Mithril. Well, that's the last one.
Right.
I ordered us 2 horses.
Mithril.
Hold on.
Oh, hey, you know what, Oren? You know what else might be here? Somebody that can cut those Manthara jewels.
I know, I was getting there, but I'm just waking up. Voice in the sky. Bahamut, stop talking to me while I'm waking up.
Bahamas,
I bought us 2 horses.
Motherfucker, get up. Your lady. You no. Anyway, hold on. I'm going to end the broadcast because we're just doing this shit now.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Potential. Whatever.
Anyways, so anybody that did watch, which I believe nobody did, but if anybody watches later, hope you enjoyed it. And there you go.
Well
Bye-bye.
done once. Thanks for running.
Yeah.
So-
Bye bye.
Love you.